In a dog-eat-dog district, the Rangers of Smithson Valley host the Rattlers of San Marcos tonight. Smithson Valley became a big dog last week, upending Steele 21-19 on a last-minute field goal by Mason Reed. And they look to continue that status tonight with a win over San Marcos here on senior night. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ranger Network. I'm Tony Brubaker, and I'm joined tonight by former Baylor Bear and Washington Redskin, Jeff Gandy. And, Jeff, we expect quite a game tonight between two teams really kind of going in different directions. San Marcos has been struggling. Smithson Valley finally got their marquee win of the season last week against Steele.
Well, it was a big win last week versus Steele, but, you know, I want to take almost to take the title of a popular rock group back in our era, Bachman Turner Overdrive. The name of the song is called Taking Care of Business.
Right.
I think for Smithson Valley tonight, they just need to take care of their business. Use last week's big win versus Steele as momentum going into this game, and then just build on this perhaps into next week so they can go into playoffs with 3 straight winning streak. So there's a lot on the line here tonight. You know, they played all 3 phases very well last week to beat Steele. The same thing has to happen here tonight because this is no gimme game. San Marcos has got some playmakers on their side of the ball, and they can score at any time during the football game.
So what we really think going into this one is the Ranger defense probably has more pressure on it because their offense is more prolific than their defense is.
I would agree with that. Their offense has plenty of playmakers, starting with their quarterback. And we think it's going to be sophomore Noah Stubblefield, but also Alex Garcia, who's been the starter, will be seeing some play time as well. But Jamon Johnson, number 2, he's basically their rock star. They're going to give him the football in the backfield and the wideout position. They're going to throw him the football. He'll probably even return kicks. So, and plus they have a couple receivers, Myron Williams, Nate Martinez, and Diago Cruz. All 3 receivers can take it the distance as well.
It's the Rangers and the Rattlers here on a beautiful Friday night at Ranger Stadium. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. We'll have more of the pregame show when we come back as you're on the Ranger Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal ISD. The Comal Independent School District is a fast-growing and innovative district with more than 23,000 students. Families are attracted to Comal ISD because of its family values, neighborhood schools, and safe environments. Come to Comal ISD. And Chicken Express, home of world-famous chicken tenders and legendary Chicken-y sweet tea. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express. And Physicians Premier. Our conveniently located freestanding ERs are fully equipped and expertly staffed so you get the best care closest to home. At Physicians Premier, you'll find faster service, friendly doctors, and a comfortable level like no other. And Texas Regional Bank. Buying or building a home? We have construction and mortgage loans to help. For all your personal or business banking needs, Texas Regional Bank. The people you know. And Texas 46, a home-style hill country restaurant, has been in the Spring Branch community for over 30 years where the focus is on a Lone Star favorite, slow-cooked barbecue. We can cater or host your next large event, too. Welcome to Texas 46.
With GVTC Connect Home, security monitoring, and even get alerts on my phone while I'm on the field at practice. I can lock and unlock my doors, arm and disarm the system remotely, and even see who's on my front porch right here on my smartphone. Coach, wipe your feet.
Let GVTC give you peace of mind when you're not at home. Sign up for GVTC Connect Home today.
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium, where the Rangers play host to the Rattlers. We're expecting the usual MO for the Rangers. They're going to try to run the ball, and they're going to try to throw the ball with senior quarterback Levi Williams at 6'5" and 215. He's thrown for almost 900 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's also carried the ball over 100 times and has 8 touchdowns. His best running back, well, that depends on what week you're looking at it. It's been Mark Franco and Darlington Frash and Jacob Fortone. All three have been leading rushers on this team, but that just means right now they have three guys who can hurt you.
Absolutely. Actually, make him number 4 because Levi Williams is like a running back. And that's kind of nice to know because defensively it's hard to defend when you have so many people that could be touching the football, and all of them are very effective running with the football.
Receiver-wise, Kason Wells is a freshman, Eric Titzman is a junior, Nick Kuykendall is a senior, Ethan Sill is a senior, and Jeremiah Gilliam is a senior, and Chris Rivera is a senior, and all have caught big passes this year, and expect Levi Williams to spread the wealth tonight.
Well, of course, Coach Hill, when you think about Smithson Valley football, you think about the explosive plays, and Smithson Valley will run the football, but they're also like to set you up for that big pass down the middle or on the outside of the hash marks. And so they call them explosive plays. Look for a few of those tonight because I think the Smithson Valley offense will have an opportunity to have all that kind of explosiveness here tonight.
The Rattler defense is led by 2 safeties. We won't talk much about them right now other than to say when your safeties lead you in tackles, that's a problem. Their offense, we've touched on a little bit with Stubblefield or Garcia at quarterback. They have a couple of good receivers. But Jamon Johnson, a senior running back with almost 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's had 4 100-plus yard games. He's going to be a load tonight for the defense of the Rangers. He
is a load. And, when you watch him on tape, he's a heck of a running back. Got great balance. He has good explosiveness. He's elusive enough to be able to dodge and avoid some tackles. So he's a handful tonight. And the way Coach Soto likes to implement him in the game plan is put him in the backfield, put him offset from Stubblefield or Alex Garcia. They'll even flank him out in a wing situation or in a slot. And they love to run that little wheel route with the running back coming out outside. If you don't cover him, it's going to be 6 points.
The defense of the Rangers has been well talked about already. We'll talk more about them after we take a timeout. And actually, we're going to go to the interview with head coach Larry Hill. Here's Brent Freeman, and we'll be back after this.
35 players are playing their final home game at Ranger Stadium this Friday. 35 seniors for Coach Hill's football team playing the San Marcos Rattlers, a 1-7 football team going into Friday's game. Coach, the Rattlers are the district newcomers to 26-6A. They're finding life to be kind of tough in a very difficult district. This, though, was a playoff team from a year ago. What are your initial impressions of the Rattlers?
Well, not only a playoff team a year ago, but a district champion, and won their by-district game and lost in the second round. So, they're like the rest of us. Every week is dog eat dog in this league, and we know from personal experience. We just on the thin side of winning the other night. We've been on the thin side of losing too. So San Marcos is no exception. But they're very explosive offensively, have been, and we've been a bit vulnerable to that kind of stuff. So we know that we'll have to play. I mean, we're kind of a checklist team, and we're going to go through our checklist and fire our best shot Friday. And hopefully we can bring it because, we have a chance to win at home. It is senior night for our players and for our cheer, dance, and band as well.
Right.
And then, it has some playoff implications depending on not only the outcome of our game, but maybe one other one as well.
Now, you look at San Marcos' offense, and you spoke about it moments ago. It is a balanced attack, far different than what you've seen in years past, that old slot T, triple option style of offense from the Rattlers many years ago. And you look at the leader for this offense so far, the top dog, for lack of a better term, has been Jamon Johnson, their star tailback, more than 700 yards rushing so far this season. What are the strengths of the Rattlers offense?
Well, they're very balanced. You mentioned that. They throw it around very, very well and spray it to multiple receivers. Their quarterback have had one hurt, but the other kid's playing very well. And then you mentioned old number 2 there. They line him up in multiple places. He'll play running back where he has had some huge plays. And then at times they'll play him at quarterback. And unlike a lot of wildcat guys that go to quarterback, he can execute the whole offense. He's not just back there to catch it and run it. And he has made explosive plays on everyone. And, trying to corral him and then also contain the long pass for touchdowns, it'll be challenging. They turned the ball over the other night and it cost them the game. I don't know that we can or can't count on that, but we're going to have to limit his opportunities.
Now, defensively, San Marcos has had its struggles this year. They're giving up more than 42 points per game, but an opportunistic defense. Last week against the Broncos, the Rattlers forced 3 turnovers, took one of the back for a touchdown against the Unicorns. What do the Rattlers like to do on that side of the football?
Well, you know, they're a 3-down or 3-4 style of defense, play a lot of man coverage or lose zone coverage and try to prevent the big throw up the field, make you throw it underneath and then see if you can run the ball against their front. So we'll have to be balanced. We'll have to, you know, we'll have to be able to run it much like we did the other night, but then we'll have to probably make a few more throws and a few more plays in our passing game, which we'll need to do that to have balance.
This is another team on your schedule which you have a lot of history against them. A lot of playoff battles with the Rattlers over the years, and this is not the first time you've been in a district with San Marcos. What do you recall about some of the games you've had against the Rattlers?
Well, you know, in the late 90s, Coach Bush went in there and they'd struggled for so long, and he really turned them around. And oftentimes our game when we were in their league, we came down to the winner gets the district championship and the loser doesn't. And then we moved away from their league, and then we always played them the second round or the first round of the playoff. And you mentioned the style of offense that they did, so difficult to defend. And we had a lot of big time playoff games with tons of people in the stands, and those were memorable, no doubt. And then of course we've been away from them for a while, and now we're back in their league again. So a little history there. I don't know if many of our players remember, but our coaches dang sure do.
All right, Coach, what do you see being the biggest keys to Friday's game?
Limiting, you know, like we said a minute ago, limiting their explosive plays. We can't let them score from 70 in one play. Make them drive the football. And then, you know, I think on the flip side of that, we've got to take care of the football. No turnovers. If we don't move it, then let's punt them back and keep playing defense. So turnovers and limiting explosives probably the biggest keys.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
All right, thank you, Brent.
Come on in.
I'm here to try out for the Rangers mascot. I mean, what's better than the guy who Smithson Valley was named after?
Don't you mean Benjamin Smithson? You're Benjamin Franklin.
Smithson? Oh, that makes sense.
He was instrumental in founding this area in 1856. He was one of the first Rangers.
The first Ranger. What position did he play for you, Coach?
He was a Texas Ranger, a Western lawman.
I get it now. I like where this is headed. Be right back. Hey, Coach, how about another perfectly executed shameless plug while I'm gone?
If you need video production work, there's no finer organization than Wick Productions. It's who we trust for Rangers Network and game night scoreboard production at Ranger Stadium.
Well...
Oh, you nailed it.
Rangers we will be!
Wick Productions. Watching a video is just better than reading stuff.
And welcome back to Ranger Stadium. We're just a couple of seconds away from tonight's start in the kickoff as the Rangers have won the toss and will choose to receive instead of deferring to take it to the second half. My only guess is Larry Hill and his coaches want to get the ball first and put some points on the board.
Yeah, get on the board fast. And, you know, might as well just get it. You win the coin toss, just get the ball in our playmakers' hands. Get on the scoreboard early tonight's game. Set the tone right off on the bat. You know, play fast, physical, be fearless, get on the boards quick.
Mark Soto, the head coach of the Rattlers, he's been there for a while, just a year removed from a district championship and a 10-2 record where they won a playoff game. The Rattlers come into tonight just 1-7. They're 0-5 in district play, and that just tells you that obviously they graduated some effective and well-playing seniors, but they went from a district that wasn't with Steele and Judson and Clemens and Smithson Valley to one that was, and that's why the record is so lopsided.
Well, these kids give it all. I mean, they play the best they can. They're in a tougher district, and this is the first year to be in this District 26-6A. So it's a rude awakening for anybody new coming in and trying to play against Judson and Smithson Valley.
So the kickoff is in the air, traveling to near the goal line where it is captured there by Cason Wells across the 20, the 30, the 40. He's got the near sideline to the 50. He could beat everyone. One guy to beat to the end zone to the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Cason Wells. The freshman takes it the distance and has his first special teams touchdown. Cason Wells takes it the distance.
Well, we thought the reason why they want to get the kickoff is because they want to get on the scoreboard quick. I didn't think they had in mind the opening kickoff, but I'll tell you what, Coach Hill will definitely take it. That was a beautifully executed wall on the left-hand side, which is closest to our side, the sideline, and Wells just had basically an alley to run through. There was nobody there.
When he broke through the initial set of players, it was like, you try to be calm as an announcer because you see that there's no one going to stop him, but that was unbelievable how much room he had.
That's well executed. And Smithson Valley takes a lot of pride in working on their special teams, and proof positive right there in the opening kickoff.
Mason Reed on for the extra point. It's up and through the uprights. 12 seconds into tonight's game, the Rangers are up by the score of 7-0. The kick return touchdown puts them up, and it's an early lead for the Rattlers, 7-0. 11:48 to go. We'll keep it here since we just came out of a break. The Rattlers special teams unit don't really know what happened there, but you're right, Smithson Valley works hard. Cason Wells, that's his 9th kickoff return of the season. He's been averaging about 26 yards a return. His previous long was 52. That one I'm just guessing. I don't have official stats, but it is a 98 or 99 yard kickoff return.
Pretty close to it. And the kicker for San Marcos thought, if I just kick it deep, we'll be able to cover down there and capture him within the 30-yard line. That's the goal. But I tell you what, Cason Wells, he took off to his right, made one cut, and it was a big old alley.
Yeah.
I mean, he could just ran right through the alley.
Great block. Probably the only thing that could have stopped him was he was real near the near sideline, as if they could have, forced him too close to where he stepped out of bounds, but he did not. And now the Rattlers put their kickoff return in. Mason Reed will put a toe to it in just a moment. Again, we've played 12 seconds, and the Rattlers are up the Rangers are up 7-0 over the Rattlers. Reed again. 6 to his left, or 5 to his left. And 4, I kept thinking there's got to be a number. I only saw 10 guys. So now we
don't count the kicker.
We have enough players. The play clock hasn't even started yet. And does Larry Hill have to take a timeout, or is there officials timeout?
Yeah, no, Larry Hill had to take a timeout. They couldn't get lined up.
So the play clock had it run out, or had it even started?
I think he called timeout right before it when it's double zero. Yeah.
Well, so the Rattlers have rattled the Rangers, even though they gave up a touchdown on the kickoff return. The Rangers kickoff coverage unit, could not get everyone out there. So here we go. We'll try it again.
Tony, you mentioned how Smithson Valley takes great pride in their special teams. When you walk into the Ranger locker room and you look where the weight room is, on the wall, there's all these big billboards with goals. And it's not offense or defense, it's all about special teams. That's how important it is to this Ranger program.
So now Mason Reed will put a toe to the ball. High end over end kick sails towards the end zone. It's captured by Williams. He comes near side, huddled up by a bunch of blue jerseys, and goes down before he gets to the 20. As by the time he got to the 10, he was actually starting to tiptoe a little bit because there wasn't a whole lot of room for him to go as the Rangers pinned him into the corner, and the Rattlers start 1st and 10 from their own 16.
Looks like Hunter LaCour was on the tackle there, and then now the Rattlers will take off. First series right around the 21-yard line, so we'll see what they can do. See what they're going to do. See what quarterback comes out.
Quarterback is Stubblefield as he'll bring out his receivers. They go with a 3-receiver set on this one and a tight end, one back in the backfield with Stubblefield. And that, of course, is Johnson. Shotgun formation. Stubblefield takes the snap. Fakes it to Johnson, throws it out wide. It's a completed pass. Yard of scrimmage was the 16. This one goes to about the 19 before Jalen Nutt helps bring down the receiver that I think was...
That's Perez.
Perez, yes it was.
That's that tight end, Tony, I was talking about in pregame. They put him out in that slot position. He's got a big body, so he can get himself between the defender and the football very easily.
This is another throw to Perez out in the left flat. This time he breaks a couple of tackles and gets finally brought down by Eggleston out near the 31-yard line. He was uncovered in the center of the 3 receivers on the left, and I think they just noticed the obvious thing you see as a quarterback is who's uncovered. Let's get him the ball.
It's an easy passing catch when you give him that much cushion, and Perez did a 5-yard out, Good for a first down.
We have the same thing to the right this time, and I believe it is the same Perez out there as 2 receivers go to the right. This time they give it to, did they fake the handoff and was that the quarterback running? I think it was Stubblefield. He gets a good gain of about 7 yards out to the 37, where it'll be 2nd down and 4, so a gain of 6.
Well, the type of offense that San Marcos runs, Tony, you have to be on your toes. You can't just focus on one player. Stubblefield will give the football to several different players, so you have to play base defense.
2 receivers either way. It's not Johnson in the backfield right now. It is Cruz, one of the receivers. Here's a long throw down the field. Williams makes a catch, and he'll carry the defender out with him, still up and on his feet. Finally pushed down about the 32, so a gain of almost 35 yards sets the Rattlers up for a big 1st down and 10 from their Rangers 32.
Well, play action pass that time, and Stubblefield just saw one-on-one with Williams with a cornerback. Threw it up. It was a 50-50 pass. Let the receiver go up. Williams, who's 5'10", 150, out-jumped the cornerback and got the reception.
So 3 receivers are to the right this time. 1 to the left. Stubblefield wants to throw. Pressure from Moore, now brought down by Witcher. So there's a quarterback sack on a big 1st down defensive stop as Moore got to him first, flushed him to the middle where Witcher was waiting and brought him down. A loss of 3.
Yeah, good push right there in the middle by Trey Witcher. You know, that's another sack. That makes him 6 sacks on the season. He's been a real productive junior defensive tackle for this Ranger defense.
So 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Stubblefield this time hands it off. This is Cruz, the receiver. He breaks a tackle, then gets chased from behind and brought down. A great defensive play by the safety, Jackson Senni, who was up at the line of scrimmage on that one. Read that one again. Moore, Jamon Johnson has not been on the field during this series. It's Cruz who's playing the running back beside the quarterback, Stubblefield. So a 3-receiver set. Stubblefield takes the snap. Here comes blitz from the right side. He throws it up in the air. It's Williams, picked off by Betsy. Betsy's got a clear lane down the near sideline. Only the quarterback to beat. He's got a block on there from Gibbons. Now he cuts it up to the middle, across the 10, the 5, touchdown. 2 touchdowns in the opening 4 minutes for the Rangers, and they're up 13-0 right now with the extra point to come. There is a flag back in Ranger territory, so I don't know if an early block after the interception happened. We don't know. The ball was thrown about 15, 20 yards down on the left flat, kind of a jump ball by Stubblefield, and Williams got beat by Betsy on that time to get to the ball, and I think this one's coming back, so no points on the board.
I think it is. I think it is, too. You know what? What San Marcos saw at that time, Stubblefield saw one-on-one with Williams and Betsy and thought that maybe Williams would be able to get the one-on-one jump-up ball this time, although it looked like Stubblefield just kind of underthrew him a little bit.
Well, I think the pressure coming from the right side on the blitz made him get rid of it early, and I think he just tried to get it out there where Williams could make a play.
Yeah, and he really couldn't make a play except the defender, Betsy, stepped in front and got the interception.
Right.
Personal foul?
Personal foul, yeah. Smithson Valley coach is looking for some explanation.
Well, that wipes away 6 points off the board immediately.
Immediately it does. So instead of having a touchdown, Larry Hill's not real happy about it as he walks away from the officials. So the offensive unit for the Rangers will take the field and start 1st and 10 from, I think, should be their own 30-yard line. We'll see where they march it to. And that does seem to be the case because the flag's thrown at their own 45. They'll have the ball 1st and 10 from the 30. The offensive unit takes the field for the first time.
The ball back to the 30. 1st and 10 for the Rangers.
So a second touchdown is wiped off the board, and now 3.5 minutes into the first quarter, the Rangers will work on offense. Motion comes, now stops. Here's a look from Frash. He's got a middle lane. He's got a move to go across midfield. Runs into his own man trying to block. Now is finally dragged down into Rattler territory around the 34-yard line. So a nice run of 36 yards takes Darlington Frash into 1st down territory and Rattler territory.
Well, Coach Hill was looking for some explosive plays.
And there's another flag on the field, and I think we're coming back again.
Must be holding. Again, Fresh, it's a zone dive off the left-hand side, and it was wide open. And far be it that Fresh ran into Sills downfield. It might have gone for 6 points for a touchdown, but although it would be coming back.
So a little frustration early for the Rangers as they've had a touchdown wiped off, now a 36-yard run wiped off. He'll actually get credit for a yard as the ball's brought back on a holding call to the 31-yard line where it's 1st down and 9.
Well, how do you comment after that?
I don't know. 2 receivers to the left. Now motion comes from one of them. They fake a jet sweep, then throw it to the wide out on the left. That's Ethan Sill. Makes a catch out near the 35, gets pushed back. We'll see where they spot it. It would be a gain of about 4, but they say he went back on his own accord, and they mark it all the way back to the 33. So a gain of 2 makes it 2nd down and 7 as the Rangers shuffle in some running backs on this set.
The Rattlers play a base 3-4 defense, Tony, and they don't do a whole lot of blitzing, but the 3 guys up in the middle try to hold up as many linemen as they can, let the linebackers scrape, and do most of the tackles along with the safeties.
Williams takes it, hands it off. It's Franco coming right. Powerful run as he gets across the 40, pushing the defense with him and brought down at the 40-yard line. A nice-looking tackle on the play by outside linebacker Ryan Wilder, a senior. So it's another 1st down for the Rangers at the 40.
Yeah, just a power sweep around the outside, and he had blockers in front of him. And there's not a whole lot you could do when you have more blockers than defenders, and you're going to get some yardage out of it. And that time, Franco was able to pick up the 1st down.
Rangers have a size advantage, too, that we'll talk about shortly. Here's another handoff to Franco. He cuts it back towards left tackle, goes up the hash, gets about 4 yards to the 44. It'll be 2nd down and 6. But just, Jeff, again, we talked about it early.
Yeah.
They're on the 3 of the 3-4. They're 230, 200, and 175, so not very big. The linebackers, 165, 183, 160, and 135. Some smallish defenders there in the front 7.
Yeah, they're pretty scrappy.
Yeah.
They're quick to the ball. They have a nose to the football.
They do have a nose to the football. Here's Williams, throws it out wide on a wide receiver screen. It is caught by Rivera. Doesn't get much. Maybe across the 45, I should say, to the 46. So a gain of 2 makes it 3rd down. Or I don't know.
3rd about 6.
Yeah.
You didn't pick up anything there.
Well, now they move it. It's up to the 46, so it is a gain of 2, 3rd down and 4.
You're almost at midfield here, and if you're the Rangers, you definitely want to pick up this 1st down, keep the momentum, keep the clock running, and use your offensive line and just keep pounding that defensive front 7.
A 4-receiver set. He's got someone going up the left sideline. It is incomplete, off the fingertips of is that Austin Howell?
I think that's
tight
Howell.
end.
Yeah.
So it goes incomplete. It's 4th down and about 4 from the 46-yard line of Smithson Valley. That'll bring out the punter, Jeremiah Gilliam.
You know, I commented that they don't throw the football much to the tight ends. Howell that time split out, was one-on-one with Soto, the safety, and Howell had a step on him and just couldn't catch it, couldn't grab. He got his hands on the ball but couldn't make the complete catch.
Gilliam and his rugby-style kick gets a good roll inside the 10 towards the 5. It'll go down, I think, right between the 6 and the 7. So a good-looking punt. Gets credit for about 38 yards to the 7-yard line. No return, obviously, as they didn't even have a return man anywhere near it. The Rattlers will start 1st and 10 from their own 7.
Well, 2nd series, offensive series for the Rattlers. Let's see what they can do with their back against the goal line here. You may see a little more pressure from the Rangers' defensive front 7, maybe a linebacker blitz. Put a little more pressure on Stubblefield. You know, the series before them, when Stubblefield had pressure, he didn't have a good chance to throw a good football, and that's what ended up with the interception by Betsy. That's what that pressure will do, and that's something that Coach Hill strives each week for his defense to get as many negative plays on the opponents as possible.
So 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson is on the field this time, but is kept by the quarterback Stubblefield, and he is brought for a yard loss as the defense, including Will Gibbons, was all over that one.
Lost a yard on the play. Second
Well, it looks like they're in 11 personnel, the Rattlers on offense. That means one back, one tight end. There's a lot of things they can do out of that personnel package. They like to throw the football even though there's a tight end in the football game. And they can also run the football, obviously, because that means they have an extra blocker at the line of scrimmage.
They like throwing it to their tight end, Perez. They've thrown it to him twice already tonight as he goes out in coverage. Here's Stubblefield having to scramble because he gets pressured out of the pocket, brought down by Witcher, but not until he gets up to the 8-yard line for a gain of 2. It is 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, almost a tackle, another tackle for a loss for Witcher. Unfortunately, Stubblefield got about a yard gain on it. And nevertheless, it was a great play by Witcher getting off his block after pass rushing and to be able to peel back inside to make the tackle on Stubblefield.
Their offensive line, 300, 250, 220, 315, and 220. So decent size on their offensive line. We'll see how much they can push the pile, if you will. Stubblefield takes the snap, wants to throw. Short drop out to the right. The receiver turned in. It was Williams, and the throw goes out as Jalen Nutt's in coverage. It's incomplete on 3rd down. I believe Stubblefield got hit pretty good on that one as pressure was in his face. Eggleston among those back in there, and we know Greg's pretty quick back to the quarterback.
Yeah, that was a blitz from the outside. Eggleston coming in from the outside edge, and Stubblefield basically had a helmet right in his chest and definitely disrupted the pass where there's no chance to have a completion. Good job by the defense that time. Going 3 and out, Tony. Now they'll get decent field position after this punt.
Again, the punter is Alfredo Hernandez. Bad snap. He bobbles it, and he gets tackled in the end zone. He throws it out the back of the end zone, which is it technically a safety, but it's also a penalty.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the referee's looking for help of how to explain this. Because,
but you avoid the touchdown.
Yes, you do avoid a touchdown, but if he just falls on it and gets tackled, it's just a safety. Throwing it out of the end zone is even worse. It's a safety plus something.
It's a safety plus you have to punt the ball away with a penalty added.
Right, instead of from the 20, yes, it is a safety, so it is 9-0. The Rangers go up by that margin. Instead of punting from the 20 after the safety, I believe it'll be taken back to the 10.
The referee just waved off the flag, so I guess there will not be a penalty assessed to the
his forward motion had been stopped. I know that you could count him down because even though he wasn't down on the ground because of forward progress being stopped.
Right.
So the penalty probably should be waved off, and they'll kick from the 20.
There you go. And again, Smithson Valley will have some pretty good field position from this perspective. And be in good position to put some more points on the board here in the first quarter.
So a safety makes it 9-0. We've played not even 8 full minutes here in the first quarter. The Rangers returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown 12 seconds into it, and now get a safety stopping the Rattlers on 3 and out.
You know, in the pregame we talked about last year how San Marcos really had a good football team. They won their district, went into the playoffs. This year, their talent level has dropped a little bit, but what's really killed them is the turnover margin. They're -8. And that's just another example of what the season's been for them.
But it's not like the Rangers at -4 are on a positive in that one. But that does tell. That's why the Rangers could be described as what their record is. And they'll kick it off instead of punting, and it's taken back around the 20-yard line. I think this is a good return again and going the distance. This looks to be Jalen Nutt, who will take it the distance. And the sophomore now has a return for a touchdown. I don't see flags. Now there is a flag on the near sideline.
I think the punter or the kicker, Menchaca, is going to be flagged for trying to trip Nutt as a tackle. I think that's what the penalty is going to be. But what a great job that time by Nutt. Just taking the kickoff, seeing the crease, blocking up front was excellent, and found his crease and went all the way to pay dirt.
We can't see who the Rattler is down on the field, but probably is Menchaca, the kicker. Francisco Menchaca, a senior at 5'7", 135. He does finally get to his feet, and he'll walk off the field under his own power.
Well, he wasn't trying to tackle Nutt. He actually tried to come up and sweep him like he was trying to kick him, trip him up and tackle him that way. And that's what the flag was.
Well, we haven't seen, at least I haven't seen anything from our official. We're just going to kick the extra point. Oh. Sideline warning. So if that's the flag, sideline warning.
For a sideline warning on the Rangers.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I was wrong then.
Yes, you were.
Appreciate that.
15-0 with an extra point to come. The Rattlers. I thought the first sideline warning was just a warning.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a penalty till the second one. And here they're marking off 5 yards. I haven't. That's the first one.
Unless you accidentally trip the referee or the line judge running down, that's a penalty.
Wow. In any event, Mason Reed's extra point try is up and good. It's a 16-0 Ranger lead. There's timeout on the field with 3:58 to go in the opening quarter. It's the Rangers 16 and the Rattlers nothing. We're back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
Since I've had GVTC installed in my office, I've been able to get a lot more done. With fiber speeds up to a gig a second, I can turn in all my schoolwork on time, keep up on social media, and watch game film with no interruptions.
Whoa, we haven't even played that game yet.
Yeah, it's that fast.
Enjoy uninterrupted entertainment with your favorite apps through our professionally installed GVTC Wi-Fi home network. Log on to gvtc.com to sign up today.
We're back. We're back to Ranger Stadium where the Rangers have jumped out 16-0. 2 kickoff return for touchdowns and a safety have them up by that unusual 16 total. And Mason Reed will kick off again here, and the end-over-end kick will carry to Williams at the 4. He'll angle towards the left sideline, has a little bit of a seam, breaks one tackle, then gets loose in front of the bench, and 3 different Rangers, including Will Gibbons, bring him down to the 31, where the Rattlers will start 1st and 10.
Number 22, Mason Reed.
Well, it looks like we're still going to have Stubblefield come back in. We were told that Alex Garcia, who's been a starter for the Rattlers, was hurt, but he was warming up before game and looked pretty good to Tony and I, so I thought maybe we'd see him coming into the football game at this point, but it is Stubblefield coming out on the field.
So Stubblefield will come out with his usual formation. We've seen a bunch this night, a tight end and 3 receivers. Shotgun snap, gives it to Johnson, has a little bit of a hole on the left, but then the Rangers gang tackle him. I think they'll give him credit up to the 32, so a gain of 1 makes it 2nd down and 9. Moore and McElroy there to make the tackle.
You know, that's what you have to do with Johnson. He's so shifty when he gets to football. The hole that the play was designed to go through may be clogged up, but he has the ability to just scoot around the outside or dip and dodge and find that crease to make something out of nothing, which he did on that last play.
That sideways hop that you now see from great athletes with the ball. Here's a handoff to Johnson right up the middle. Had a head of steam, but got hit. Who's down at the bottom? It's Will Gibbons with the tackle. So a gain up to the 34, which means a gain of 2 makes it 2nd down and 3rd down and 7.
Well, it's obviously that Coach Soto wants his offense to slow this ball game down just a little bit and try to run the football, eat up some more time on the clock, and maybe pick up a couple of first downs. Therefore, we have the runs with Johnson, 1st and 2nd down.
We'll see again what we do as the Rattlers. And Johnson's been in a wildcat formation several times this year for the Rattlers, too, as he stands beside and behind Stubblefield right now on 3rd and long. There's a pass over the top intended for Williams over his head, incomplete. Coverage on the play by Christian Romano. So on 3rd down, incomplete means another 3 and out for the Rattlers, and they'll have to punt it away.
Well, and again, Stubblefield didn't have a chance to really, the receiver was open, but Trey Richard was in Stubblefield's throwing lane, so he had to throw it high. So that's a credit Richard getting in the backfield and again disrupting the pass, disrupting the flow of the football game, of the football play that caused that incomplete pass.
The Rattlers put 10 men on the line. They jump, but the ball's not snapped. Was there contact? If there is, it'll be 4th and 2 instead of 4th and.
I think this is going against the Rattlers.
Oh.
They jumped, but they didn't make contact unless they were.
Well, there's 4 different officials. 4 of the 6 here tonight, or 5 here tonight, are talking this one over. Offsides on Smithson Valley. So it'll be 4th and 2 instead of 4th and 7.
Well, that doesn't change the decision by Coach Soto for sure. You need to flip the field if you're Coach Soto here for San Marcos. You got to get the ball back deep into the Ranger territory. So
one of the things about that is to cover the kick and he'll hold them right.
Well,
that's been a problem tonight. The punter, Hernandez, gets a better snap this time, has room. Eggleston puts pressure on him, but he gets it off. It is Nathan Livingston. Tries to outrun the defenders, and he gets tripped up, so they do flip the field as Livingston goes down around the 19-yard line where the Rangers will start 1st and 10.
Good shoestring tackle that time by Eric Gonzalez, number 28, the senior safety for the Rattlers, getting downfield, beating the block, and making a play.
Here in the opening quarter, we've got 2:07 to go in the first period. The Rangers up 16-0. We'll have the ball at their own 19 and see if they can put an 81-yard drive together right here. Levi Williams, again the senior, 6'5", 215. He's thrown for almost 900 yards, rushed for over 650 yards. Leads this offensive unit that's already got a lead by virtue of a couple of returns. Here's a run by Frash, right side. Gets a nice block from his receiver and then gets out of bounds, and here comes a late flag, and I don't know, I think it was Franco who put the block on, but now there's a flag come in, and every time the Rangers get a decent run, it's because of a penalty, or it's called back by a penalty.
Well, that was by the referee, too, in the backfield, so that's usually what you're going to see holding. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, it's 5 yards up from the line of scrimmage, so it had to be someone down the field. It is holding. We don't know who it was. I thought Franco's block out on the edge was a good one, so maybe it was on the right side of the offensive line. I don't know. So the penalty at the 23 will go back to the 13, where it'll be 1st down and 16.
Well, this isn't characteristic of a Smithson Valley Ranger football team to have these kind of penalties and mistakes like this, Tony.
It is not. Williams, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, a couple of backs beside him on either side. He fakes a handoff, now wants to throw, has some pressure, has 2 guys chasing him. He'll throw it out of bounds, gets it to the line of scrimmage before he's knocked down, and it goes incomplete. It's 2nd down and long.
That play had a lot of potential because Ethan Seal did a little double move on the safety, and he was wide open. If Levi just didn't have the pressure, he probably could have set his feet and delivered a nice pass out there to Seal because he was wide open.
So no doubt the coaches saw that one, so we will come back to it later, but can't let those leaks through the line. He's got to have time. 3 receivers go wide left this time. One of them is tight end Howell. Williams, this time we'll have a keeper straight up the middle, gets a good seam, gets 10, maybe 15 yards up past the 30-yard line.
1st down.
And that should be enough for a 1st down. At the 31, Levi Williams calling his own number as we kind of spread them out, and he took the advantage of that.
Well, you called it, Tony. The formation was trips left, split the Z receiver down here at the sideline, opens up those natural vertical lanes for that time Levi Williams to be able to run through.
So Williams with 2 receivers or 2 running backs in the backfield. This time we'll hand it off. I believe it is Frash again who's getting the bulk of the carries early. Gets out past the 40. That should be enough for another 1st down to the 42-yard line before he's pushed down by several Rattler defenders, including outside linebacker Andres Alonzo. The junior gets credit for the tackler there, but the Rangers have another 1st down.
Hey, just nothing but solid, good blocking up there by the interior line. Devin Smith at center and Nathan Mutagimba at the left guard and Logan Smith, left tackle. Just don't forget Taylor Brooks and Donald Copany. They're all doing a good job.
So on 1st and 10, Williams fakes the handoff to Franco, throws it out to the near sideline. It's Howell, makes the catch across midfield, carries a defender before he's dragged down near the 45-yard line. It'll be another 1st down as we go under a minute to play here in the 1st quarter, and the Rangers are on the move. Coverage on the play by safety Cannon Webb But Howell did a nice job of catching it and turning upfield.
He sure did. It was a good naked bootleg that time by Levi Williams, faking one direction, and the line goes and blocks one direction, and the quarterback bootlegs the opposite direction and finds his tight end Howell for a first down.
2 receivers either way. A lone setback next to Levi Williams. Play clock under 10. Here's a jet sweep. It's Wells, left side, gets a couple of blocks, spins away from a defender, carries it across the 40. So a gain of about 6 or 7. Might be the last play of the first quarter as we're under 30 seconds to go, but maybe not. We'll see.
We got a player down on the far sideline.
So the timeout by San Marcos. We'll keep it here right now as the Rangers are moving the ball by virtue of a lot of different parts of the playbook. That one was Wells on a jet sweep for a gain of 7 yards to the 39.
You know, I got a comment on the offensive line for the Rangers. They did a great job last week, particularly the second half against Steele, and they're doing a good job here tonight. And how athletic they are. That time I saw Logan Smith, who's 6'4", 245, basically get all the way out in the perimeter to deliver a block. I mean, they're athletic. They're big guys, but they're very athletic.
So just a short timeout. The Rangers are back at it. 3 receivers set with 2 backs in the backfield. Levi fakes it to Frash, throws it wide to Wells. He's got a block. Now he runs over a defender. Looks like another first down across the 35 to the 31. And the Rangers set themselves up with 1st and 10 again as coverage on the play by an outside linebacker, Alonzo, and a safety, Webb. And that's the last play of the first quarter. So we've got a timeout on the field. The Rangers lead at 16-0 over the Rattlers of San Marcos. We're back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
Principal Wall. Do I need to make an appointment with you at Dr. Bayless at Snoring Solutions so you can get a better night's sleep?
Yes.
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 Dr. Bayless and Snoring Solutions can help you get a good night's sleep without the use of CPAP machines or surgery. Visit Snoring Solutions today.
The Rangers will have a 1st and 10 from the Rattler 31 as we come back to action. Opening a few seconds of the second quarter, the Rangers lead at 16-0. Levi Williams standing tall in the backfield. Has two runners next to him. This time he wants to throw. Has a stop route, a stop and go. Is that Wells again? No, it's Ethan Sill, and he can't catch it. Oh my, the pass a little tall by Levi Williams as he set it out there right along the sideline. Ethan Sill went up but couldn't bring it in, and it's incomplete for now 2nd down.
Yeah, that was wide open. Seal did a nice job of getting a little bit of juke on the cornerback, had the cornerback turned, and Seal was wide open. Levi just kind of overthrew him, to your point. He didn't look like he kind of hurried the pass a little bit and just was able to drop it right in the bucket. We like to say drop it in the bucket. He wasn't able to drop it in the bucket that time.
Play clock running under 10 now as the sideline might have to call a timeout. Oh, we reset the play clock. Not real sure, but it was down to about 7, and all of a sudden they put it back at 25. You know, anytime you throw the ball way down the field, that's a hard turnover to start it right away on the incomplete pass. That's why. 2 running backs either side. Levi gives it to Franco, cuts it back, coming left, gets tripped up. A nice tackle on the play by backup linebacker Xavier Spencer, as Franco had a chance to really put a gain together on 2nd and long. A gain of about 4 to the 27 brings up 3rd down and 6.
I don't know if that play was actually called a cutback, but I think Franco just saw the opening on the cutback, and thank goodness for the safety. I think that was Soto actually that covered that backside. Otherwise, that would have been 6 point.
You're right about that. It was Soto. Williams takes the snap. Quick pass, left side. Caught and brought in by Wells. Breaks a tackler, avoids a defender, then gets thrown down by a couple of defenders. But Cason Wells, the freshman receiver, has another 1st down catch, and the Rangers continue to move the ball.
They make it look pretty easy, just a quick pass and catch and run upfield for 4 or 5 yards and then another 1st down. This is very typical of what Coach Larry Hill wants to do with his offense. Little run here, run outside, run up the middle, quarterback draw. Then he'll try to hit you deep along the sideline. So this is very typical.
Williams takes the snap, hands it off, coming this way. Frash cuts it back, then tries to jump cut in, and a bunch of Rattlers are around him. Short gain up to the 11. I think it'll be a gain of 1 second and 9.
Yeah, backside pursuit that time. By the defensive line and linebackers just got Frosh in the backfield.
So the Rangers on 2nd and long from the 11.
What do you think here, Coach?
I think it's a pass.
I think you're right.
3 receivers to the right. Sills, Wells, and Howell. Now in motion is Fortone. He'll fake a pass, then hand it to Frash. Dances, skips, moves upfield, has momentum almost to the end zone. I think he's just short, but a great run by Darlington Frash to the edge of the end zone sets the Rangers up for 1st and goal.
That was all Frash, wasn't it? I mean, he was not going to be denied. And you know what I like about him? After the first point of contact, he picks up another 4 or 5 yards.
He ran into a pile at the 5 and got all the way to the 1. You're right.
Yeah.
And he is elusive. He's got very quick feet out there, and they're always moving. So 1st and goal from the 1. Rangers give it to Frash. Why not? Falls on somebody and falls into the end zone. Darlington Frash, a touchdown, his first of the season for the sophomore. And the Rangers go up 22-0 here in the opening minutes of the 2nd quarter.
Darlington Frash, I'll tell you, he deserved to get that touchdown the way he ran the previous play for about 10 yards. I'll tell you what, that young man, he never ceases to amaze me. His sophomore, 5'8", 200 pounds, runs hard every time he gets the football.
The kick by Mason Raid is up and good, and it caps a 10-play, 81-yard drive that covered a lot of time. We'll add it up right after this timeout as there's timeout on the field. Back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
Let's go. Hurry up. Get the play in.
Okay, here we go. Left retainer. Headgear. No popcorn. Straight teeth.
That's a good call. Headgear? Straight teeth?
Yeah. Good call.
What's going on here? I thought I left you in charge. It was a good call.
It was a great call. It was a really good call.
Okay. Run the play.
We're back to Ranger Stadium where the Rangers have gone up 23-0 opening minutes of the 2nd quarter. 9:23 to go in the 2nd. Again, a 10-play, 81-yard drive that took 4 minutes and 44 seconds for the Rangers as they started on their own 19 and converted a touchdown. The Darlington Frash 1-yard run. Reed's kickoff. Angles towards the far sideline. It's Williams. It goes into the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Reed's kick is into the end zone. Touchback. Rattlers ball, 1st and 10 at the 25.
Well, again, it's going to be kind of important here that maybe San Marcos Rattlers can get something going on offense, put some points on the board. And I keep waiting to see if Alex Garcia is going to come in at quarterback, and I think it's still Stubblefield. Again, Stubblefield is a sophomore. He's played in 3 games. He's 22 of 39, 269 yards. He's averaging around 12 yards a pass. Has 1 touchdown, but he does have a few interceptions.
And now there's a flag as the play clock runs out. Stubblefield was begging for the center to snap him the ball, and he did not, so the play clock runs out. They'll get a fresh 25 after this 5-yard walk-off. Instead of the ball at the 25, it's now at the 20, 1st and 15. And again, Jeff mentioned Garcia, the starting quarterback, was out warming up like everybody else was. We really thought we might see him tonight, but he hasn't made an appearance yet. Stubblefield keeps it on a fake handoff, gets a couple of yards out to the 22, a short gain. The Rangers bring him down there, but Garcia is the guy that started Much of the first 6 games or 7 games, Stubblefield had just played a little bit until 2 games ago. He went out in the middle of the game, and then he didn't play at all last week. Garcia's who we're talking about. Stubblefield with 3 receivers to the right, rolls to the right, looking to the sideline. It's Williams with a catch, and he dives out of bounds, gets back to just basically the original line of scrimmage, show a short gain on the play, makes it 3rd down and 10.
Well, that pass route that Williams ran was just basically a 4-yard out, kind of a stop and go. And Stubblefield, when he threw him the football, he didn't have a whole lot to work with. He was right next to the sideline, and I don't know, for a 2nd down play, you need to pick up a little more yardage than that.
I agree. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Stubblefield now rolls to the left, pressure in his face, just misses him. Now here comes Witcher, who knocks him down as he throws it into the sideline bleachers. And it's incomplete, bringing up another 3 and out. It's the 3rd 3 and out the Rangers defense has come up with.
Colesmanberger really laid the wood on Stubblefield that time. As he was throwing the football, Colesmanberger just really hit him right in the rib cage and drove him down to the turf. So it was a legal play, legal hit. It's just unfortunate for Stubblefield.
Well, since he's laying on the ground, I think that's an understatement. He
was exposed.
He was, and it's hard to pull a defender off on when he's rushing the quarterback. I know they're trying to protect quarterbacks all over this game, from high school all the way to the NFL. That time he really just threw the ball in desperation because he felt the pressure on him.
Yeah. And I agree with that. We need to protect players if they're, innocent, not innocent, but if they're in a position where that they can't defend themselves,
right,
like a quarterback or a receiver. We need to do that for the sake of the kid, of the player. So I'm all in favor of that. But I think, when you look at football, it's a collision sport. It's a tough sport. It's it's a contact sport, wherever you want to use. And so things like this are going to happen. And there was nothing wrong with that hit by Colesmanberger whatsoever. So it was not dirty. It was not late. It was not bad. It was just unfortunate. I think basically Stubblefield, when he hit the turf, he probably got the wind knocked out of him.
He's still down on the ground. As it does appear now, he might be making his way back to his feet. But we'll take a brief timeout. We'll be back on the Rangers Network.
Chicken Express is the place for legendary chicken tenders, the freshest sides, and the best sweet tea in Texas, Chicken E Sweet Tea. Let's give a big thank you to the Brown family for supporting all the high schools in the area for over a decade. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express.
Ranger Stadium, as Stubblefield will walk off with a little bit of assistance, but the punting unit will come out, including punter Alfredo Hernandez. Kicked it 34 times this season before tonight with an average of about 32 yards a kick. Remember, he had a bad snap on the first one where the Rangers got a safety. The next punt came out and was a good one. So 1 for 2. Ball at the 18. Here's a snap to his right. Pressure. We run into him. Has to be a flag of some sort, doesn't it? Anyway, the ball goes out not very far and is downed about the 49 or 47-yard line. 29 yards on the punt. Rangers will start 1st and 10 from their own 47. I'm still marveled because I saw them run into him and really expected a flag, and there wasn't one.
I think the rusher kind of held off. In other words, he didn't follow through with his momentum. Otherwise, he would have threw the flag. But again, a pressure in the backfield, whether it's attacking the quarterback, or the punter. Smithson Valley, the Rangers just putting so much pressure in the backfield, creating those negative plays.
Williams. Levi takes the snap and a reverse. Here's Wells getting a block from Williams. Cuts it up inside the 50, the 40. He's got a clearing. Cuts back to the right. One man to beat. He gets away from him. Someone chasing him from behind across the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Cason Wells has done it again. The freshman with his 2nd touchdown of the night puts the Rangers up again to 29-0.
Well, a little razzle-dazzle on 1st down, a reverse to Wells, and I tell you what, Levi Williams basically got the key block that put Wells really in the backfield, and and gave him the touchdown, because after that it was all Wells outrunning the defenders and all the way to the end zone.
A 53-yard run on the first play of that drive. Here's Mason Reed, extra point, snap, good. Again, the snapper is John Beck, and the kick is good. That's Gilliam that holds, and Mason Reed's extra point makes it 30-0 with 7:54 to go in the opening frame. We'll be back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
We've got spirit. Yeah, we do. Fill up your tank and support the Rangers, too. When you get gas, look for the Rangers Spirit Pump, because Pit Stop and Fishers are donating a percentage of sales from that pump to the Smithson Valley Athletic Booster to support our student athletes. Get gas here and fill up the Booster Club's bank. Here's where you can find your Spirit Pumps. When you see it, pull up and fill up, Rangers.
We're back to Ranger Stadium, where the crowd is back on its feet. The band is down on the sideline with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, so they're anxious to play. The dance team is down behind the bleachers on the
warming up
on the right side, getting ready for their scheme. Mason Reed will put a toe to it. His end-over-end kick will take Williams toward the end zone. It goes out of bounds through the end zone, and the Rattlers will start 1st and 10 from their own 25.
Here we go again, and again, if you're a San Marcos Rattler fan, you want them to establish something on offense here, move the football, give their defense a little bit of a breather. If you're Smithson Valley, from a defensive perspective, you've done a great job already tonight. Keep adding the pressure in the backfield, because that's what's disrupting the plays.
That last drive for the Rangers was 1 play, 15 seconds, a 53-yard touchdown run. Just wanted to make sure we get all those stats in there.
Sure.
This is Garcia, gives a handoff, and whoever got it got tackled immediately.
Trey Witcher.
Johnson was the ball handler. I didn't see who had the ball, because by the time he got the handoff, Witcher was all over him.
Either Richard ran a little stunt, or he came to inside gap and just wasn't picked up. But I tell you what, that's another big-time tackle for a loss for Trey Witcher.
2 receivers either way for the Rattlers. Game clock running at 7:15, and I think Stubblefield keeps this one with no luck as he gets up to about the 20.
There's just nothing there.
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Witcher and Moore and Gibbons and Hobeck. We haven't called Hobeck's name very much. Tanner, the junior, who has 38 tackles coming into the season, 9 tackles for loss and 2 sacks and 12 hurries. So he gets in the backfield a lot. So the Rattlers on 3rd and long, 3rd and 15. Garcia. Now this isn't even Garcia. It's the backup quarterback, Vidrine. He throws it long, and it goes incomplete, and that'll be another 3 and out. It is the 4th 3 and out by the Rattlers here this evening, with still 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Well, I guess Alex Garcia really is hurt. He's just not going to play tonight, because for Vidrine is basically number 3 on the depth chart.
Right.
As far as quarterbacks is concerned, he's already in there.
Right. Cameron Vidrine, 5'11", 190 junior. Thrown the ball about 50 times, has 3 interceptions and 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, so he's got some ability. Hernandez, a bad low snap, but he goes and gets it and then gets off a decent punt. Fair caught by Mason Livingston. We'll give him credit for a 32-yard punt and no return. Rangers will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line.
Well, it's been explosive plays. Most of the time it's put points on the board, but except for that the previous series before this last one, where there's 1 play as a reverse for a touchdown. Everything else has been an explosive play, but that one series, it was a long series of 12 plays.
10 plays.
10 plays.
Yeah.
I'd like to see another one of those right here before the end of the half.
Let's milk out the rest of this clock.
There you go.
Williams fakes it to Frash. Play action, now has to scramble as he has some pressure. Will finally throw it away, gets popped, but it goes out of bounds, as it'll be 2nd down and 10 is the best I can say for that one.
Trying to see who was in the backfield that time. I believe it was A.J. Gonzalez, a linebacker, junior linebacker, 5'8", 160. He was in the backfield and giving Levi Williams a fit.
Yeah.
And Levi just had to keep backpedaling, and finally he realized that, hey, nothing's going to positive going to come out of this place, so let me just dump it, unload it out of bounds. So good job by the junior linebacker.
So Williams has 2 receivers to either side now. The running back is Franco. Gets it coming left. A sweep action. Has one man to beat, but and then he gets hit out of bounds. That's got to be a flag, but I don't see one coming. Are you kidding me? He is standing out of bounds, and he gets hit down.
I guess the referees thought it wasn't a vicious hit, so we just won't call the flag on that one. No, but it looked like, yeah, he was out of bounds. Tied up, and the play had stopped.
Franco kind of comes off to the sideline, kind of wondering what happened there.
Yeah, shaking his head like, what?
He got hit hard enough to deserve a flag. But in any event, the Rangers have 3rd and about 3. They're at the Rattler 45. They need to get to the 42 for a first down. Williams changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Now as the play clock runs down, head coach Larry Hill calls a timeout.
Timeout Rangers.
So there is a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here, right now, as the Rangers are up 30-0. 5:39 to go, second quarter. A kick return touchdown, then
It's time for football.
another kickoff return touchdown, and a safety in between. Then a long drive with a fresh 1-yard touchdown, and then on the next possession, a 53-yard end around by Wells. Makes it 30-0.
You know, it's not uncommon to have 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown, but it is uncommon in the first half. I mean, the first quarter.
First quarter.
Yeah, exactly. And how uncommon it is on the opening kickoff.
Right.
Now, that usually will get you on ESPN. That kind of footage, that kind of play.
Well, let's send it in.
Yeah, Bo can do it.
Bo can.
Well, has this game kind of looked like what you thought it was going to be, Tony?
I anticipated the Rangers, and I told you before the game, I wasn't there. I was at Canyon Lake last Friday night calling the Hawks. But what I heard from what you guys did, listening to the last several minutes on the replay, the emotion and the energy created by their play that got him into a position to win the game, and then winning the game on a game-winning kick, and then creating enough stops throughout the course of the game to hold a high-powered offense, and coming away with a win in week 9 of the season to make you 3-4. I mean, it's not like you're 7-2. You're 3-4.
Right.
And I didn't think there'd be any kind of a drop-off. In fact, I expected high energy tonight, and that's what we've seen from the Rangers. Here's Williams. Jet sweep coming this way. It's Wells again. Has the near sideline. Has a good block on the edge by a wide receiver. That is Chandler Cole, a great receiver on the edge. Gives Wells across the 35, and that's a first down for the Rangers.
Yeah. You know, you're describing what you thought this game would look like at this point. What I'm seeing compared to last week versus Steele is that the execution is still there with this Ranger offense and defense, and that's the key. It doesn't matter what level your competition is. Are you executing your game plan? And that's what I see here today.
Fake to Frash. Williams has to roll. He's going to get – all right. I don't think he got that one back to the line of scrimmage. That'll probably be grounding, and here comes the flag. Levi got tackled in the backfield. Was that a Wrangle that got near him, the tackle?
No, it was Terry Stinnett,
the
linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah, Stinnett was on a blitz and was able to get in Levi's grill pretty quick, and Williams just wasn't able to get any kind of establishment on that play. It was a bootleg, and Levi wasn't able to get his feet from being sacked, so he just threw it away.
And the penalty takes it back to the 47. So an 11-yard walk-off.
Second down and 21.
Second and 21.
That was 10. Had to be.
Well, it went from the 31 to the 47. So that's not 10. Not in my book. Handoff coming left. Fortone takes it up to the 42.
We haven't seen Fortone run with the football that much.
No, we haven't.
But when he does, boy, he makes something happen.
16 from the 42.
Last week he didn't get a whole lot of touches either, but hopefully Coach Hill will work him in a little bit more this game. He's a heck of a little running back.
Yes, he is. 3rd and 16 from the 42. See what the Rangers will dial up on the play call here. We got them to jump, but didn't snap it. They'll change something from the sideline as the play clock goes under 10. 4.5 minutes to go, second quarter, 30 to nothing, Rangers. Here's a pass. It is caught. I think, I don't know who it was intended for. I think Rivera came up with it. There's another flag. Is it a legal touch or a legal man downfield?
I don't know about that, but I know that Gilliam was the one who tried to catch the ball first, but it bounced off his shoulder pads into one of his fellow Ranger receivers.
Penalty's on.
That's not a penalty.
They're going to decline it.
Penalty is for illegal man downfield.
Illegal man downfield, yes. It seems to me back in the day that was yardage plus loss of down.
And that, one of the linemen must have been way downfield, or one of the receivers blocking before the pass, and that's where they'll call. Well,
but it's declined, so the yardage got up to the 36. It's 4th and 10. This is much manageable than 3rd and 16 or 3rd and 26. Here's a pass across the middle. Levi threw behind the intended receiver, which was Jeremiah Gilliam. So the Rattlers, or the Rangers, turn it over on downs.
Well, Gilliam had a good cross. Well, actually, it's a post route right in front of the safety, and he was open. It's just unfortunate that Williams kind of delivered a pass a little bit behind him. Gilliam did not have a chance to really break on the ball and make a reception.
So the Rangers don't do much on that possession as they turn it over on downs now at the Rattler 36. San Marcos will start 1st and 10. And it is the backup quarterback. It is Cameron Vidrine. 2 receivers left, one to the right. A tight end, power left. They'll throw a little receiver block and sweep, and it is caught. A short gain, breaking a tackle. It's Cruz out near the 40, a gain of 5 or 6 to the 41 before the Rangers knock him down.
Well, that's what the Rangers call compression tackling, when you have a defender on the outside of the receiver and one on the inside, and it's just like a vice. You want to compress the ball carrier. Each one has their hats on the backside, inside position, and that was a great example of that right there in the open field.
Here's Johnson up the middle, busts through, he's gone. 30, 20, 10, touchdown San Marcos. As we've talked all night about Jamon Johnson, the senior with over 790 yards on the season, has gone over 800 now.
Yeah.
On the run of more than about 59 yards.
Well, I don't know what happened up front that time for the Ranger defensive line, but give credit to Ethan Mendez, Adrian Vasquez, and Marshall Graham up front for the Rattlers. They did a nice job making a hole for Johnson. It was basically a wide door, and Johnson just outran everybody else to the end zone.
And before the extra point try happened, somebody moved. We'll have a penalty, I think, against San Marcos of illegal procedure, and they'll try the extra point again. They never got the kickoff as the whistle stopped the play. So a couple of plays, and the Rattlers go 64 yards on a 59-yard run by Johnson. It's 30-6 with the extra point to come.
Wow.
Extra point is good.
That snap rolled back to the holder.
Well,
I didn't think he was going to get it down in time for the kicker to kick it, but I tell you what, give him credit. They were able to execute it and get it through the goalpost.
Well, we've talked about Alfredo Hernandez having to really move to get the punt snaps.
Yeah.
This extra point snap was in slow motion, and the kick made by Francisco Menchaca. He's now 22 of 23 on point after touchdowns, and there's a timeout on the field. The Rattlers trail the Rangers 30-7. We're back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
Let's get this flipping started. Wow, that's pretty neat. 2 teams, here's your $500, here's your time clock. Shop! You'll find great things that you can reinvent. We have to think outside the box. I think this could really work. It's really pretty. You got a deal?
Flea Market Flip, Sunday night at 8 on GAC.
Watch Great American Country, GVTC, Channel 162.
Menchaca's kickoff is a short one as you're back to Ranger Stadium. taken by one of the upbacks.
That's Wells.
It's actually Wells ran up to get it and returns it back to about the 34-yard line where the Rangers will start 1st and 10. But that time Menchaca just kind of pooch kicked it, yes.
Yeah, and Wells had to come up from his safety position, made a nice catch actually on the run without fumbling it, because that's what the design of that little pooch kick is for the receiver to not be able to handle it cleanly, and the kicking team is right on you.
Here's a jet sweep to Wells coming left. We've done this one a bunch. Wells has a seam. He cuts back. There's pursuit after him. He goes across to the right side now. Across midfield, across the 40. Finally tackled at the 36-yard line as the pursuit of the defense, which had run all the way from their left to their right to see him, then had pursuit back to the right side of their left side of their defense, where Wells was brought down after the lengthy run.
Well, we've seen this play several times.
29 yards on the run, by the way.
Yeah. AJ Gonzalez, the linebacker, is able to make the tackle on that jet sweep that time by Wells. We've seen that call several times this first half.
Here's Frasch going right, kind of a sweep type action. Gets a couple of yards, actually not much. They'll mark him at the 35, give him a gain of 1. It's 2nd down and 9.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd and 8 from the 35.
Well, right now you just see the San Marcos defensive guys just kind of like, you know what? This has been a long night already.
Yeah.
Really.
Game clock at 2:35. Williams has a pair of receivers either way. Frasch, the back next to him. Shotgun snap. Williams gives it to Frasch. Kind of goes up the middle. Gets tackled right away. Good-looking play by Stinnett, the linebacker, and some others. Michael Salazar, one of the tackles, was there as well.
Well, they sniffed that play out from the very beginning. Salazar was in the backfield. First one to hit Frost in the backfield. That was a good-looking defensive play by that defensive front for the Rattlers.
So the loss takes it back to the 37, where it's 3rd down and 10 as the game clock goes under 2 minutes to go. Play clock under 15. 3rd and long for the Rangers. Motion as a jet sweep. It's faked. Williams wants to throw. Has a man across the middle. It's Ethan Sill. Catch made at the 15. Dragged down inside the 10. Nice pass and catch. Ethan Sill on a crossing route going deep towards the post, and Levi Williams put it right on.
Yeah, play action pass that time to Sills, and Sills basically just made a nice post route between the two safeties, and that time Levi Williams waited until he was in the clear and delivered a really nice pass that time for a good first down.
So 1st and 10 for the Rangers from, we'll say it's the 8. Williams will keep it himself, goes up the middle, angles to the left, gets inside the 5 to about the 2 before he's dragged down.
Number 7, Kenan Webb, the tackler.
Webb gets credit for the tackler. Now it's 2nd down and goal from the 3.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and goal from the 3.
Williams looks to the sideline as players shuffle in and out.
Well, you have Darlington Frosch in there, and I'd hand the ball to him. Just make it easy.
Offensive line sets, motion, and Williams will keep it going left. Frasch lays a block on the linebacker, and Levi Williams goes into the end zone on the 6th play of the drive. Williams' 3-yard TD run makes it 36-7.
Nothing fancy about it. The quarterback keep and just following your running back, who's the lead blocker. That time Frosch made a nice block on the outside linebacker. Boy, it opened up really easy for Levi Williams to just tiptoe into the end zone.
Mason Reed's extra point try is up, and it's good. It is 37-7 with 42 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter. We'll keep it here as the Rangers have gone up by 30 points for the 2nd time tonight on the 3-yard run by Levi Williams. Offensive stats are really looking good. Special teams, 2 touchdowns. Defense, score of your own on the safety. And then touchdown runs by Wells, by Williams, and by Frasch.
Well, that's the way you distribute the football. Everybody gets a chance to get to pay dirt in this offense here tonight so far. I tell you what, set the tone for this game is running the kickoff back for a touchdown. I mean, not just from the very get-go of the football game, Tony. That sets the tone for the whole game.
And we questioned why the Rangers won the toss and chose to receive. You know, Larry Hill didn't know they'd run it back for a touchdown, but he wanted the first chance to get into the end zone.
Exactly.
And he did.
You know, that's probably why he's head coach and we're up here. You know,
exactly.
He knows a little bit more than we do.
Probably a lot more. Mason Reed will kick it off. Again, 42 seconds to go here in the first half. The Rangers up 37-7. Reed's end-over-end kickoff is a good one. Chases Williams back into the end zone, and he lets it go over his head. It's actually Johnson this time back in the end zone. And the Rattlers will start 1st and 10 from their own 25.
Not a whole lot that you can do, I think, in the Rattler situation offensively here, because they've been able to move the football a little bit, but every time they really need that special play to get in those first downs when you desperately need it, it looks like the Ranger defense puts so much pressure in the backfield that disrupts the play, and they can't convert.
Here's a handoff. Johnson wrapped up, brought down. Looks like that was Gibbons.
John Johnson, the ball carrier. Trey Witcher, the tackler.
They're probably happy just to let this clock run out.
It's now under 25 seconds to go. They don't have to snap it again.
No. 2nd and 12 from the 23.
So 2nd and long. Ball's at the 23. Game clock's now under 15. The play clock is not running, so they really don't have to snap it again, but it looks like they will. Bedrine wants to throw out wide to the left. It goes incomplete, and they'll have to snap it again because of that.
Pass is incomplete.
I don't think that's really what the San Marcos coaches wanted, was to see that clock stop.
No. He was trying to throw it to Elijah Edwards, 88. He's a wide receiver, senior wide receiver, good size, 6'2", 180, but I don't think the quarterback and the receiver are on the same page there.
That's happened a couple of times tonight with both quarterbacks we've seen. So again, Bedrine, the junior signal caller, has 2 receivers either way. A lone setback beside him. It's Johnson. Takes the snap, comes out wide right. Has a little bit of room, gets first down yardage as the game clock runs out on the run. So that's the end of the first half. The Rangers lead this one 37-7 as we're at the half. We've got a halftime show. We'll tell you a little bit about it in a moment. We'll have the band, and we'll have senior moments with Emily. So stay with us as the Rangers lead at 37-7 on the Rangers Network.
Our family at Summerhill Dental is part of the community, and we've either been Rangers, are Rangers, or soon will be. Dr. Matt Bayless and Summerhill Dental have been taking care of Ranger smiles for over a decade because we are your Smithson Valley dentist.
Let's go. Hurry up. Get the play in.
Okay, here we go. Left retainer. Headgear. No popcorn. Straight teeth.
That's a good call.
Headgear? Straight teeth?
Yeah. Good call.
What's going on here? I thought I left you in charge. It was a good call.
It was a great call. It was a really good call.
Okay. Run the play.
Snoring, sleep apnea, teeth grinding, daytime tiredness. It's time to solve the problem. Dr. Matt Bayless and Summerhill Dental are right here in the Spring Branch Bulverde community and can help you stop snoring without the use of loud, uncomfortable machines. Summerhill Dental is your partner in getting a better night's sleep tonight. Our appliances are a proven solution to stop snoring and sleep apnea. No CPAP, no surgery. Log on to summerhilldental.com or call Dr. Bayless today.
Smoky Mo's is great. You can feed a whole bunch of people on a little bit of money. It's perfect for Friday nights.
My boy's a football player and this fills him up. The brisket is awesome.
I like brisket and sweet brisket. I can't say it.
They have the best sausage in all of Comal County.
I agree, and the kids love it too.
You're never going to play offensive line for the Rangers eating salad. Come get some beef.
Get your guns up!
We're back to Rangers Stadium where the Rattlers marching band has taken the field. We'll keep it up here in the press box. As we can tell you right now, some other games going on. Steele is at Canyon, Judson's at East Central, and New Braunfels is at Clemens. The other games in the district, we'll try to get you scores of those games after a bit. Right now we're at halftime where the Rangers will lead at 37-7. Just in case you missed it, Cason Wells returned the opening kickoff 98 yards for a touchdown, and 12 seconds into the game, the Rangers led it 7-0. On the next series by San Marcos, it was a 3-and-out. The Rattlers trying to punt, and from their own end zone, the snap was bad to to Hernandez, and he couldn't field it cleanly. And the Rattlers are tackled in the end zone for a safety, and it's 9-0 New Smithson Valley. So then on the ensuing kickoff after the safety, Jalen Nutt returns that one 79 yards for a touchdown. So in the opening 6 minutes of the game, the Rangers get a couple of kickoff returns for touchdowns and a safety in between and lead at 16-0. After the Rangers forced the Rattlers to another 3-and-out, it was a 10-play, 81-yard drive capped by Darlington Frash's one-yard touchdown run, and all of a sudden the Rangers were up 23-0. The Rangers again forced the Rattlers to a 3-and-out. A 29-yard punt sets the Rangers up at their own 47, and on the first play they run a jet sweep, actually an end around. It is a run to the right by Mark Franco, who pitches it to Wells, who takes the end around 53 yards for a touchdown, and the Rangers go up 30-0. The Rattlers got on the board in the final 4 minutes of the first half on Jamon Johnson's 59-yard run, made it 30-7, and then Williams capped a 6-play drive with a 3-yard touchdown run for a 37-7 halftime margin, and that's our margin right now. We've got another timeout ahead. We'll come back with some more here at halftime as you're listening to the Rangers on the Ranger Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Comal ISD. The Comal Independent School District is a fast-growing and innovative district with more than 23,000 students. Families are attracted to Comal ISD because of its family values, neighborhood schools, and safe environments. Come to Comal ISD. And Chicken Express, home of world-famous chicken tenders and legendary Chicken-y sweet tea. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express. And Physicians Premier. Our conveniently located freestanding ERs are fully equipped and expertly staffed so you get the best care closest to home. At Physicians Premier, you'll find faster service, friendly doctors, and a comfortable level like no other. And Texas Regional Bank. Buying or building a home? We have construction and mortgage loans to help. For all your personal or business banking needs, Texas Regional Bank. The people you know. And Texas 46, a home-style hill country restaurant, has been in the Spring Branch community for over 30 years, where the focus is on a Lone Star favorite, slow-cooked barbecue. We can cater or host your next large event, too. Welcome to Texas 46.
Okay, take a look here. You know, these pearly whites, they're just not right. So you got this guy here, and boom, you move it over here. And don't forget this guy here. You shove it over here. After Ferris Orthodontics get a hold of these teeth, bam! It's like magic for your teeth. So the thing is, when teeth are lined up, you know, you get a good smile. And it was Ferris Orthodontics that did that right there.
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
Your life is full of journeys. You're always on the go, dealing with ever-changing challenges. And there's a place where you always feel welcome and safe, a place you call home. But you can't be everywhere at once, or can you? Honeywell Total Connect keeps you connected to your home no matter where you are. Receive push notifications on your iOS device every time motion is captured or someone presses your Skybell video doorbell. You can now see, hear, and speak to your visitors, all through the Honeywell Total Connect iOS app.
Hello, Becky.
Hi, Aunt Susan, I'm here.
Sure, I'll open the door for you.
You can use your smartphone to disarm the security system and unlock the door for your guests, while seeing, hearing, and speaking to your visitor, all from one app on a single screen. Honeywell Total Connect helps to increase your home security, keeping you comfortable and always in control. Now you can focus on what truly matters. Enjoy the convenience you've never had before. Honeywell Total Connect grants you peace of mind so you'll never miss anything ever again. Picture the possibilities.
We've got spirit, yeah we do. Rangers too. When you get gas, look for the Rangers Spirit Pump because Pit Stop and Fishers are donating a percentage of sales from that pump to the Smithson Valley Athletic Booster to support our student athletes. Get gas here and fill up the Booster Club's bank. Here's where you can find your Spirit Pumps. When you see it, pull up and fill up, Rangers.
Back at Ranger Stadium, it's 37-7. We're at the half as the Rangers, with a couple of kickoff return touchdowns and then 3 other rushing touchdowns, have the lead of 30 points. As we're at the half, we'll have the Ranger marching band for you in just a few moments, but first let's turn it over to Miss Emily and Senior Moments.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks, Brant. All right, Corey, Ronald, and Nick, if y'all do me a favor, reach in your pockets, pull out your phone, tell your mom you love her. Thanks for bringing you to football practice today. So, Corey, if there's anything that you could learn to do, what would it be?
Learn to do?
Yes.
Juggle.
Juggle.
Learn to juggle.
That's a good one. Have you ever tried to juggle?
No, I have not.
You haven't tried?
I haven't.
Do you even know how many balls you need to juggle?
3.
Yes, 3.
Got it.
Well, we may need to practice that.
Oh.
All right.
Am I sitting and juggling?
Yep. All right.
It's about to be bad. All right.
Ready?
First go ever? No juggling?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
That's what happened. Oh, you got 2 now. I can do 2. I can juggle 2.
Okay. We might need to work on that a little.
Just a tad.
So, Ronald, I guess at one time you were losing a lot of teeth. How much money did the Tooth Fairy bring you for your teeth?
How many did I lose?
No, how much money did she bring you?
$5.
$5 a tooth. Wow, that is pretty good. You must have had some nice little baby teeth. Took good care of them.
Yes.
Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy still, Ronald?
Yes.
Yes? Oh, that's good. Nick, I've seen Coach Shen run. He runs pretty fast. If you were in a foot race with Coach Jeff Shen, who do you think would win?
Wow, that's a hard one. I don't know. I would think me, because he'd probably pull a hammy or something.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
You know he's going to see this, don't you? You might have to put those running skills to test after he watches.
I'm here whenever he wants it.
sounds like a challenge. All right, well, I want to see how that goes. So, Corey, if Coach Hill and Coach Worcifer were having a barbecue cook-off, who do you think would win?
Coach Worcifer.
Coach Worcifer, why?
He just seems like the kind of guy that can just cook it up.
You think so? What do you think he'd make?
Probably a brisket.
A brisket?
Yeah.
And you don't think Larry is any good behind the grill?
I think he has his talents, but I feel like Worcester would win.
All right.
Take it all the way.
We might have to ask him to cook for us.
Yes.
Yeah, see how that goes. So Ronald, tell me, do you have any interesting hobbies?
Not really.
Football?
Oh yeah, football.
Tell us about what position you play.
I play right tackle. That's on the right side of the line.
You always played that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, pretty good at it too, huh?
Yes.
So Nick, if you could create your own heaven, what would that be?
Oh, heaven. All right. Probably a heaven full of football and a bunch of football teams competing, just football for the rest of
Eternity. Just football, football, and football. You don't think you'd get tired of football?
I mean, maybe. I have some breaks, but I mean, it'd be awesome.
That'd be cool. Who would be on your team?
Definitely all my friends, everyone from my class. All these two for sure.
Well, that's pretty loyal. You go straight to your friends instead of like ex-NFL guys.
No, just my friends. So have fun.
There you go. Well, do you have like ninja skills in heaven? Like you're that much?
Yeah. Everyone we play, we're just gonna dominate.
There you go. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, like all the way back. You're just gonna plow them down. Yes. There you go. I like it. All right, boys. It's that time for Ranger Trivia. Whoever wins this question and answers first gets a prize. Who holds the record for career receiving touchdowns, career receiving yards, and career receiving yards per catch? Do you need a hint? He was from the year 2015.
Hausler?
That's right, Derek Hausler. Good job. So you win an autographed Larry Hill football.
Sweet.
Pretty sweet. All right, boys, I have a joke for you. Wait, hold on. Okay, boys, I have a joke for you. What is a cheerleader's favorite food? Cheerios. Get it? Cheerios. Okay, I have a joke for y'all. Why wasn't the young child able to see the pirate movie? Because it was rated R.
That's good. That's good.
R. Can y'all give me an R? 3.
R.
Why did pirates wear eye patches? Any guess? Y'all want to guess? Why do you think they wore them? You would think, right?
Like
but actually they were down below so much. If something was happening, they were getting invaded, they had to run to the top of the ship so quickly that their eyes couldn't dilate quick enough. So they would move the eye patch so one eye was always dark and one eye had the light. Kind of cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think I would have wanted to be a pirate.
No.
Doesn't sound like a good time. No. Hey guys, y'all don't happen to have a theme song, do you?
We absolutely do.
Yo ho ho, a pirate's life for me.
So guys, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for being here with me today. Coach Brant, back to you.
Go Rangers! Arr!
Stadium, and Miss Emily is here with us.
Hi, Tony.
The host of all those senior moments. Why don't you tell us just initially, how did Senior Moments begin? How did you come up with that idea?
You know, we just thought we would add to Coach's show and think of something different to do, kind of get the moms involved, and so Senior Moments evolved into what it is today.
Now, obviously, I'm not there while you're taping them, but the thing that I'm most marveled by as I watch them is you get these guys to do some real goofy things.
Yeah, I always love when they walk in, you know, they're like, hi, Miss Emily, and, you know, they're these big, bad football players. And it doesn't take long, you know, stick a couple of pirate hats on them, give them some bubbles, challenge them to a bubble gum blowing contest, and I can get those big old tough guys to do some silly stuff, and before you know it, they revert to about 11.
I guess in a couple of years of doing this, have you had much pushback from any of them, or are they all understanding authority figures?
Oh yeah, they're pretty. They're not sure that I'm the boss until they come in, but they figure it out pretty quick.
And how do you come up with the ideas to do these different things? Because every one of them has something different. Every show has something different.
That's right. Yeah, it's a lot of work getting all that together, but I have so much fun doing it. I started at the beginning of the summer trying to get all my little skits and fun stuff going, and I think I like it more than they do. It's a lot of fun.
And you mentioned the moms got involved. What did they do to help you?
So, you know, and during Coach's show, it's very technical, it's very football, which we all love, but, you know, moms, they needed a little something silly to watch. So I pull them in, a couple of them I had on the phone this year, and so, you know, I have some things planned for next year with the moms, but I can't give that away just yet.
Now, there were a lot of seniors this year, so you had a lot of participants in these shows. Was it more seniors this year and past years?
You know, it was about the same.
Okay.
It was about the same. The first year, they were all a little hesitant. But, you know, as the years have gone on, they're pushing each other out of the way, going, I get to go first, I get to go first. So it's been fun watching them looking forward to becoming a senior and getting to experience that.
And I've got to think the players, whether they're a primetime player who plays a lot or those who don't get to play as much, all get a chance to be highlighted in the same way.
That's right. Every senior, they wait, and doesn't matter if they're first string, second, or third, they're sitting in my seat.
All right.
They're all first to me.
Miss Emily, anything else about Senior Moments you want to tell us? Any behind-the-scenes secrets that we might need to know?
Oh, I can't give anything away.
Okay. All right, we're at halftime. The Rangers lead the Rattlers 37-7. We're back after this timeout.
Thanks, Tony. Go Rangers.
The show will feature the music of Strauss. Sing song.
Come on in.
Hey, Coach. I'm here to try out for the Rangers mascot. I mean, what's better than the guy who Smithson Valley was named after?
Don't you mean Benjamin Smithson? You're Benjamin Franklin.
Smithson? Oh, that makes sense.
He was instrumental in founding this area in 1856. He was one of the first Rangers.
The first Ranger. What position did he play for you, Coach?
He was a Texas Ranger, a Western lawman.
I get it now. I like where this is headed. Be right back. Hey, Coach. How about another perfectly executed shameless plug while I'm gone?
If you need video production work, there's no finer organization than WIC Productions. It's who we trust for Rangers Network and game night scoreboard production at Ranger Stadium.
Well...
Oh, you nailed it.
Rangers we will be!
WIC Productions. Watching a video is just better than reading stuff.
Your life is full of journeys. You're always on the go, dealing with ever-changing challenges. And there's a place where you always feel welcome and safe. A place you call home. But you can't be everywhere at once. Or can you? Honeywell Total Connect keeps you connected to your home no matter where you are. Receive push notifications on your iOS device every time motion is captured or someone presses your Skybell video doorbell. You can now see, hear, and speak to your visitors all through the Honeywell Total Connect iOS app.
Hello, Becky.
Hi, Aunt Susan, I'm here.
Sure, I'll open the door for you.
You can use your smartphone to disarm the security system and unlock the door for your guests, while seeing, hearing, and speaking to your visitor all from one app on a single screen. Honeywell Total Connect helps to increase your home security, keeping you comfortable and always in control. Now you can focus on what truly matters. never had before. Honeywell Total Connect grants you peace of mind so you'll never miss anything ever again. Picture the possibilities.
With the Rangers leading the Rattlers 37-7. Right now, the Ranger marching band is taking the field. Let's listen in.
leaders of the Ranger Band are Matt Bainey, Michael Childress, Jeff Yates, and Samuel Woodfield. The principal is Mr. Michael Wall. The Ranger Band section of the week is the trumpet. We hope you enjoyed tonight's performance. We'll see you next week as the Rangers take on the Unicorns of New Braunfels High School.
And we're back to Ranger Stadium, almost ready for the start of the second half. We're going to have a brief timeout, then we'll come back with the second half as you're right here on the Ranger Network.
Smoky Mo's is great. You can feed a whole bunch of people all on a little bit of money. It's perfect for Friday nights.
My boy's a football player, and this fills him up. The brisket is awesome.
I like brisket and sweet brisket. I can't say it.
They have the best turkey, brisket, sausage in all of Comal County.
I agree, and the kids love it too.
You're never going to play offensive line for the Rangers eating salad. Come get some beef.
Get your guns up!
Go Rangers!
If you bank at Frost, we'll help keep your money safe. If you use your Frost debit card, the chip will make it more secure. If there's a suspicious transaction on your card, you'll get an alert. If you do, you can freeze your card with the Frost app. If you lose your phone, Touch ID login will help keep the app secure. Of course, if all you need is help from people who care, we've got that too.
The halftime show of both bands and more. We're back at the press box here at Ranger Stadium as the Rangers will kick off to the Rattlers to start the second half. And right now, Jeff has some other scores from around the district and around the area.
Well, thanks, Tony. Just take a quick look at a few scores at halftime. Judson is way ahead of East Central, 44-7 at halftime. New Braunfels 16, Clemens 7. That's a pretty good game right there. And the one that's a little bit shocking, I guess, is Steele 9, New Braunfels Cannon 0 at halftime as well. A few other scores around the city that might be interesting. Reagan 20, MacArthur 19 at halftime, Madison 27, South San 7 at halftime. We also have Highlands 15, Edison 6. That is at the halftime as well. Alamo Heights 28, Medina Valley 6. That's a halftime score. Floresville 7, Somerset 0. We have Burnett 28, Fredericksburg 26. That's a heck of a game at halftime. Canyon Lake 27, Lampasas 14, and that's a halftime score. Let's go ahead and bring it back to you.
All right, Mason Reed will get a chance to kick off again. Not like he hasn't done that a bunch already tonight, but I'm sure he likes doing it.
He might have to ice his leg after this game.
And we're underway at the second half. The end-over-end kick angles towards the far sideline where it'll be caught and downed by Mr. Williams, who has had a big chance to return kicks tonight. Not a big chance. He's had many opportunities, but not much of a chance to get the ball off the field since every one of them but one has gone into the end zone, and the Rattlers will start 1st and 10 from their own 25.
Again, San Marcos has some players that can go deep on them, and they're playmakers. They can score at any time, as we saw with Johnson breaking it 70 yards for a touchdown in the first half. But that Myron Williams actually is a deep threat. He's got a lot of speed. He's 5'10", 150. He's a barn burner if he can get his hands on the football.
Bedrine at quarterback, hands it to Johnson, tries to find some room, then pushes the pile a little bit. He'll get about 3 yards, I think, up to the 28 before he's pushed back. He never went down on the ground, but the Ranger defense stopped his forward motion. And I think there's about 7 Rangers that will get credit for some part of that tackle. It'll be a gain of 2. It's 2nd and 8.
I don't know what kind of offense that you can run with a third-string quarterback, Verdine, but they're going to have to start throwing the football.
There's a snap and a throw out to Cruz in the right flat, and he dropped it. So it'll be 3rd down and 7 after the short run to start it. An incomplete pass makes it 3rd and 7. A 3-yard gain on the first play.
Wasn't exactly the quarterback's fault for Drina in that time. It was a little low, but Cruz could have caught that football.
I wouldn't argue a bit with that one. Cameron Bedrine, 5'11", 190, a junior. As a tight end. A receiver to the left, 2 to his right. The lone setback is Javon Johnson, who's got over 900 yards rushing this year. He wants to throw, straight drop back, gets pressure from his left, now throws it long, has a man going long. It's 88, the big receiver, Elijah Edwards. The pass goes incomplete. I think it was a little bit behind him. He had to slow down, and there were several Smithson Valley defenders down there to knock it away.
Yeah, Edwards had good inside position, but again, the pass was just a little off by Vadrine. He had pressure in the backfield, but Vadrine showed that he can elude the would-be tacklers and did a nice job stepping up into the pocket where he could sit his feet and get a nice pass off downfield.
So the punter, Hernandez, lets it go, and fair caught by Livingston near the 47-48 yard line. So a punt of less than 30 yards, we'll call it 27, and the Rangers start 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
Exactly what Coach Larry Hill wanted to happen for his defense. First series of the second half, get his defense out there, cause San Marcos to go 3 and out, punt the football, get decent field position at their own 46-yard line. Great job.
Williams, fake, Franco. Now Williams throws, and just a little bit behind. He's got pressure coming behind him from the defensive tackle, that is Rangel, and he threw it just a smidge behind Ethan Sill, who was open. Would have been a first down, but it goes incomplete. It's 2nd down.
You know, that's a tough throw, though, for Levi Williams, rolling to his left, being a right-handed passer and having to throw across his body, especially with Rangel right at his heels. I mean, so that was going to be a hard pass to complete.
So it's 2nd and 10. Williams takes the snap, gives it to Franco up the middle, gets met, and won't get much.
Mark Franco, the ball carrier.
There were several defenders there, including A.J. Gonzalez and Terrence Soto.
Yeah.
So no gain, maybe a yard to the 48, so it's 3rd down and 9.
Well, here we go, big 3rd down and long for the Rangers, and I'll tell you what, the Rattler defense kind of stepped it up the last couple of downs too, and their safety Soto was so much in the box that he was able to make the play in the backfield.
2 receivers either way as the Rangers spread it out. Williams wants to throwing right, it's deflected. Good job of jumping up in the air by the linebacker Terry Stinnett, gets a deflection, and it's 4th down and 9 from their own 48. Ranger offense seems to be staying on the field right now, although now the punt unit comes out. 10:45 to go in the 3rd quarter. Rangers up 37-7. Jeremiah Gilliam on to punt.
I think Coach Hill might have thought about it there for a second, you know, Tony, see if he wants to go for it, but I'll tell you, smart move here. Just go ahead and punt the football off. Your defense is playing really well. Maybe you can pin San Marcos back in their own territory after this punt.
Snap is good. Gilliam's rugby-style kick goes to Johnson at the 12. Now he tries to avoid some defenders and doesn't do it very well as he's brought down, and the Rattlers will start 1st and 10 from their 15.
Good punt coverage that time by the punt unit of the Rangers. And again, how important is it? I mean, your punt team is basically an offensive play. When you can flip the field and put your opponent back with their backs against close to their end zone, that's just as good as any kind of offensive play you can do. So good job by the punt unit.
So the Rangers send the defense back out again. The front 4 has been doing great work tonight. We'll see if they can continue it in here in the 2nd half. 1st and 10 for the Rattlers from their own 15. Vadrine, shotgun snap. Gives the fake handoff to Johnson. Now has to scramble, gets hit in the backfield as he throws it to the sideline. I don't think it'll be intentional ground. Well, he's in between the tackles. It should be grounding. There was no receiver out there. It doesn't matter that it went to the line of scrimmage. He was still between the tackles.
Well, Williams was out there. Myson Williams was out there, but it wasn't even close.
The ball went out of bounds at the 15. He was up by the 30. He's not really in the neighborhood, but our referee doesn't want to penalize the Rattlers anymore, I guess. So 2nd down and 10 from the 15. Ranger got great pressure on him that time. Now they're going to run it. Johnson bounces out and gets knocked enough on the bounce as Trey Moore is down there with him on the ground on the loss of about 4 back to the 11.
Well, that play was blown up by Will Gibbons that time. defensive tackle got so far deep in the backfield with his uphill pursuit that Johnson had to bounce outside, Tony, and he didn't have anywhere to go because by the time he bounces outside, your pursuit catches up to him.
Pressure coming as Bedrine wants to throw. He's back in the end zone, finally sneaks out before he's popped down near the 5. Pressure from Eggleston and Gibbons and Moore. Blow that one up. It's 4th down, and the Rangers' field possession situation's getting better as another 3 and out for the Rattlers, and now they're at the 5-yard line, so Hernandez will be back deep in his own end zone, and they've had trouble snapping all night long.
They sure have, and just what Coach Larry Hill thought about punting the football last offensive series to pin your opponent, San Marcos, way back here. Now they'll get great field position after this punt.
A full-out shot, and the punt is blocked. McElroy got it. The ball's on the ground. Who gets it? Is it a touchdown? I think Will Gibbons falls on it and gets credit for the touchdown. There looked like Hambrick was back there too. I mean, there was a bunch of Rattlers back there, but I think Will Gibbons will get credit for the touchdown. And the Rangers score again here in the opening minutes of the 3rd quarter.
I couldn't tell who actually blocked the punt, but there were several Rangers back there in the end zone scrambling for the football, but it was Will Gibbons who basically came up with it and got credited with a touchdown.
I'm pretty sure it was McElroy who got his body on the foot of Hernandez. Okay. And again, we think it was Gibbons who recovered it, and it's 44-7. The Rangers lead the Rattlers here. 9:05 to go in the 3rd quarter. There's timeout on the field. We're back after this timeout on the Rangers Network.
Okay, take a look here. You know, these pearly whites, they're just not right. So you got this guy here, and boom, you move it over here. And don't forget this guy here. You shove it over here. After Ferris Orthodontics get a hold of these teeth, bam! It's like magic for your teeth. So the thing is, when teeth are lined up, you get a good smile. And it was Ferris Orthodontics that did that right there.
The Rangers lead at 44-7, 9:05 to go 3rd quarter, so still a lot of football left.
Well, special teams for Smithson Valley Rangers have been big tonight, real big.
Backup kicker Joaquin Rodriguez, the junior, will handle the kickoff chores from this point on, I would guess. Looks like a lot of backups on kickoff coverage this time. Usually there's a ton of starters in there. I don't know that I see a single starter out there right now. So kickoff coverage after the kick from Rodriguez. The end-over-end kick will be fielded by Williams at the goal line. And they'll fake. Now they'll give it to Johnson coming left. He won't get much, though. His kickoff coverage is there. Before he gets to the 20, he's brought down by a host of Rangers, including, it looked like the biggest tackle came from Connor Hambrick, one of the backup linebackers.
That's a great job by the kickoff cover team, not being fooled by the reverse and staying in your lanes and not over pursuing. That's exactly what the reverse is supposed to do, is to fake and cause everybody on the kickoff team to pursue the would-be ball carrier, and it comes back the other way. But that's just a great job at that time by the whole kickoff team.
So 8:57 to go. Rattlers on 1st down, give it to Johnson up the middle. Nice run this time as he gets a good run out near the 27-yard line. That could be good enough for a 1st down. It's awful close, maybe 2nd and short.
2nd and short. He had to hurdle over both Trey Witcher and Will Gibbons, who was again in the backfield by the time he got the handoff. But nice job that time by Johnson, just making something out of nothing.
There's Johnson again coming left. That'll be enough for a 1st down as he's out near the 35.
Well, he ran over somebody. I don't know, that might have been Eggleston. He might have ran over Eggleston that time, Johnson, but I tell you, he ran with a lot of authority that time. He was not going to be denied, and he made enough for the 1st down.
Up to the 34. Backups coming in droves now for the Rangers.
Defense tackles.
1st and 10 from the 34. Nice looking run to the left. McElroy got in on the tackle there. It looked like he's on inside linebacker territory. Give him a yard up to the 35, a gain of 1.
Yeah, I was watching middle linebacker Tom Zoic that time, and I tell you, he did a nice job of reading his keys, and as soon as Johnson got the handoff, he scraped up in through the A gap, was able to hit Johnson first, knock him off of his course of running, and the rest of his teammates made the rest of the tackle. But nice job that time by Zoic.
So 2nd and long, shotgun snap. Vidrine throws it out to the flat. Looks like that is a catch. It's Williams up to the 40. That'll be about a 6-yard gain, 5-yard gain. It's 3rd and 4.
Well, San Marcos is going to have to continue the short passing game, because every time they try to send Williams deep, which he is a deep threat, whoever the quarterback is, Stubblefield or now Vidrine, they just don't have a whole lot of time to be able to get the pass off.
So 3rd and 4 from the 40. They need to get to the 44 for another first down. Roll out to the right, has a man in the right. It's Cruz. He makes the catch up near the 45. That should be enough for a first down, and it is.
Complete to number 10, Diego Cruz.
Romano on the tackle.
14, Christian Romano. A gain of 4 in the play. Good for a Rattler first down at the 44.
Again, short pass. Real consistent, easy, can't intercept it, good for a first down.
High snap, Vidrine gets it to Johnson, gets away from the initial tackler. Now he's chased to the sidelines where he'll be shoved out of bounds for a short loss. Actually, they give him back to the 44, so it's 2nd down and 10. This drive started at the 17. They've had 2 first downs, which officially makes it their longest drive of the night, even though they had the long touchdown run on 2nd down.
Exactly. Nice job by Romano staying at home from his corner position, making sure that Johnson doesn't bounce outside, because we know that if Johnson gets real estate, he can take it to the house. Good job.
Pressure coming. Vidrine gets hit. The ball's loose, or the ball's out of his hand. It's not loose. The ball's out of his hand and goes incomplete. Nowhere near any receiver out there on the left side. It's 3rd and long.
Yeah, looks like Alonzo Valdez came in that time and laid the wood on Vidrine just as he was releasing the football. Made him throw a really wild pass that time. No way for his receiver to make the reception.
Valdez, one of 2 seniors listed as backups on the defensive line. There's 2 juniors and a sophomore, and senior Will Gibbons among the starters. So still some returning players going to come back next year. It's 3rd down and 9. Vidrine wants to throw. Steps up in the pocket, throws it up down the field, intended for Johnson, tipped, I think, at the last minute. It was McElroy and Romano both on coverage. Stinney was there as well, chasing down Edwards, but the pass goes incomplete. It's 4th down.
That's a wheel route that time to Johnson coming out of the backfield. They love that play because if the linebacker or the safety gets sucked into the play action, Vidrine's usually wide open coming along the sidelines, but that time the Rangers have sniffed it out. I'll tell you, there was no way that Vidrine was going to be able to get that pass into Johnson. Good job by the secondary.
And that's a strong side linebacker, Corey McElroy, running step for step with him down the sideline.
Absolutely.
Here's a bad snap on a punt. Hernandez gets this one off. A high punt, not very deep. Mason Livingston will call a fair catch on his own 28. So we'll give him about 25 yards on the punt. And there is a timeout on the field. 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Rangers up 44-7 on the Ranger Network.
Let's get a head start in spreading some cheer, because the holiday season is almost here. Lucky for early folks like you, we get excited for Christmas too. We have great gifts, ideas, and decor. There's so many offers, deals, and more. So visit us on.
And we're back to Ranger Stadium. It'll be Gombert in for the quarterback duties. He hands it off. And a nice run by Garrett Brooks goes out near the 34-yard line. A gain of about 5 on 1st and 10. Now it's 2nd down and 5.
Well, we're definitely seeing some of the backup players for the Rangers coming in the backfield. We still have a lot of starting offensive linemen, though, in the game, which is, I guess, comforting to some of them. We're going to be running with the football.
Luke Gombert, the junior, 6'2", 180. He's thrown a couple of passes, 2 for 9 on the season. This is a completed pass to Rivera out on the left edge. I think it'll Boy, I don't like the way the linesman, here's a flag that comes in late. The lineman, he caught the ball up near the line of scrimmage to 34, but got wrestled back to the 32 and then further back, but they mark him clear back at the 32. So a loss of 2 on the pass play makes it 3rd down and 7. But there is a flag, and we'll have to see what that call is.
Well, the play didn't have a whole lot of chance that time, I don't think, Tony. Javier Gonzalez, number 17, the cornerback, was right on it. It didn't have a chance to really make a whole lot on that play itself. Let's see what the flag's about.
Unsportsmanlike on the defense.
I think Gonzalez had a little extracurricular activity on the tackle.
So the play was a -2, but the penalty will be a positive, so the play is nullified. So instead of 2nd and 5, it should be 1st down by penalty on the personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. It should be 15 yards, shouldn't it?
It should be.
5, 10, 15.
That's a big play.
It is, all the way up to the 49.
That is just not called for. You made the stop, you know, for good for 2 yards. It's a great play. You just don't have to rough up the receiver and cost your team unsportsmanlike penalty and get him a 1st down. That's just no reason.
So a receiver out to the right, 1 to the left, 2 backs in the backfield, and a tight end. We'll run it, this time coming right. Nice little run by Braxton Bounds. Gets over the right side all the way to the sideline before he's dragged down. A nice gain of, we'll call it 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Bounds at 5'7", 165, and a junior.
Gain of 5 in the play.
Again, it looks like we have the starting offensive line of Smith, Muchigemba, Smith, and Brooks and Copney in the lineup for the Rangers.
And everybody else would not be a starter.
No.
Although Jeremiah Gilliam's been a starter before, so has Rivera. Here is Bounds. Started right, comes left, has some good room across the 40, then the 35. Wrestles a couple of defenders who try to bring him down, but not until he gets near the 30. We'll call him down at the 31. A nice looking run of about 15 yards by Braxton Bounds.
Well, he's a sophomore and seen a lot of action here this 3rd quarter. He did a nice job of realizing that where the hole was, it was clogged up, so he just bounced it back the opposite direction, used his speed. And what I like, Tony, is he shifted the football from his inside arm to the outside arm. That's just good fundamental football.
A couple of backup offensive linemen have been taken back out. They were in on that play. Now here's a handoff. This time it's Brooks again. He's got a nice run across the 30 to about the 27. That'll be a gain of 4. Brings up 2nd down and 6.
A couple different sophomore running backs now seeing some game time.
Yep. Javier Gonzalez, a backup corner on the tackle. As Gombert again looks to the sideline for the play call. Everybody looks to the sideline for the play call. Gombert closes it up, has 2 backs, 1 on either side of him, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Shotgun snap, gives it to Bounds, coming left, gets a block from his tailmate, or his sidemate, his partner running the ball, Bounds, and gets across the 25 to the 23, so another good gain of about 3 or 4, and it's 3rd down and short 3.
Well, as I look on the field now, it does look like the second team line, O-line is in there right now. Do a pretty good job, actually.
They've kind of been shuffling them the last couple of plays.
Yeah.
Devin Hodges over here at left tackle, the big one. Gombert waits for the shotgun snap. This time Bounds bounces it back towards the middle. Kind of gets twisted as he crosses the 20, which should be enough for a 1st down, as 2 different defenders kind of had him going a couple of different ways. One of them was A.J. Gonzalez, one of the linebackers.
Also looked like that Hunter LaCour was a lead blocker. He went in motion and went up through the hole. That's where Bounds was supposed to lead right after him, but again, trying to find just some open daylight, and he was good enough for a few yards to get the 1st down. Good job by Bounds.
Gilliam and Rivera go right. 2 receivers to the left. Gombert will throw it out to the right. That's Rivera. Gets a block from Gilliam. Cuts up towards the 10, inside the 10. gets shoved out of bounds near the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Rangers there as the play clock continues now at 1:45.
Well, you see that play all day long Saturday in college football. It's just that quick hitch to the inside receiver, and the outside receiver goes downfield and lead blocks. That time Gilliam being a lead block for Rivera. Nice looking play, well executed. Now it's 1st and goal.
8 plays in the drive, which continues now 1st and goal from the 6. Here is Brooks, comes left, then cuts back up the middle. It's dragged down, but not till he's near the 2. A gain of about 4 brings up 2nd and goal, as the Rangers just methodically moving the ball up the field like you want them to do to keep that clock moving.
Yeah, just execution of their basic plays out of the playbook, I think. These are just some things we see in spring training, we see in fall ball. Right now they're just executing.
I see pitchers and catchers in spring training. I don't know about you.
Spring training. It's all about football. Give me a break.
Gombert hands it off, coming left. That is a touchdown. Garrett Brooks with his first touchdown as a Rattler. The sophomore who had 3 carries for no yards coming into this game has his first touchdown of the season on the 2-yard run off left tackle.
Not a bad outing for these young players to come in on senior night and see some action and even come up with some touchdowns. That's great.
So Brooks, touchdown run, the extra point by the backup kicker, Joaquin Rodriguez. Makes it 51-7. Closing seconds of the 3rd quarter, back after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
Chicken Express is the place for legendary chicken tenders, the freshest sides, and the best sweet tea in Texas, Chicken E Sweet Tea. Let's give a big thank you to the Brown family for supporting all the high schools in the area for over a decade. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express.
All right. The Rangers will kick it off again. And I believe Joaquin Rodriguez will come out.
Hey, Rodriguez, man, he can boot the football. And that's good to know because Reed graduates after this year.
Indeed,
Going
he
off
does.
to University of North Texas. Good for him. And I guess Coach Hill's taking a look at it. Okay, who's my kicker going to be next year, huh? Need to give him a little game time practice. Tonight's a good night for that.
It is 51-7. The Rangers on top of the Rattlers. Closing seconds of the 3rd quarter. This is a low line drive. It'll be taken by Williams inside the goal line. He comes left. Ranger defense has him pinned on the sideline as he does get up near the 25, but not much farther is the kick return unit. And then again, all of those are backups on that return or coverage unit.
Look like Josh Villalobos. I'm sorry, I probably mispronounced that.
Probably.
Yeah, cornerback, senior cornerback. All right, next time you say it then. He did a nice job, though, bottom line, getting down there and making the tackle on the sidelines. Good job.
So the Ranger defense almost all backups now. Maybe even some 3rd stringers out there. As they're all Rangers, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left for the Rattlers. They'll give it to Johnson up the middle. Has a seam, has 1 man to beat, and a nice, well, I thought a nice open field tackle. They're not going to get him across the 30, the 20. Now good kick return. Oh, good coverage. He's going to get near the end zone, but he doesn't make it. The defense continued their pursuit. They weren't going to give it up, but nobody could bring down Javon Johnson. They finally got him out of bounds at the 2, and the Rattlers will have 1st and goal there.
You know, he just needed about another yard to his left, and he probably would have gotten in the end zone.
Probably.
He just ran out of real estate, having to run outside.
You think they'll give it to him again? They do. The interior of the defensive line not going to give it to him, though. It'll be 2nd and goal as he gets to the 1.
Well, he barely got to the 1, too. I tell you, that's a great job by the defensive front 5, getting penetration and moving that offensive line backwards.
2nd and goal from the 1. 4 seconds. The clock runs out as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter action comes up next as you're tuned in to the Ranger Network.
That is the end of the third quarter. The score.
Principal Wall. Do I need to make an appointment with you at Dr. Bayless at Snoring Solutions so you can get a better night's sleep?
Yes.
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 Dr. Bayless and Snoring Solutions can help you get a good night's sleep without the use of CPAP machines or surgery. Visit Snoring Solutions today.
Back to Ranger Stadium on the Ranger Network. 51-7, the Rangers lead the Rattlers, but the Rattlers knocking on the door here in the opening of the fourth quarter. And a touchdown. Javon Johnson, for him, his 8th touchdown of the season, with that 59-yard run for a touchdown earlier. Ninth, because he had the long run in the first half. You're right, 9 touchdowns for Javon Johnson. Now the extra point by Francisco Menchaca. Snap is good, the hold is down, and the kick is good. 51-14, the Rattlers trail the Rangers. Opening seconds of the fourth quarter. We've played 3 seconds. That's how long it took for them to score. There is a timeout on the field, but I'm going to keep it here so Jeff can entertain us with some thoughts about this. One's obviously not going to change the result. The Rangers will win. But as you look at what New Braunfels is doing tonight and what they face tomorrow, still in the scenario, nothing's clinched tonight, so they're still playing for a playoff spot tomorrow or next Friday night.
They sure are. But you know what Coach Hill preaches to his team is we got to control what we can control, and that's coming out tonight to play, get a win here tonight, and then play New Braunfels next week as well. Let the chips fall where they may. So really, whether or not they end up tied for second or third place, I think that's irrelevant. I think the most important thing is to have a 3-game winning streak going into the playoffs, Tony, and have enough momentum and that motivation as you go into the playoffs. But to your point, from the rankings perspective here in 26XA, some things you can't control. What's happening with Steele, what's happening in Braunfels, you really can't at this point, but just play your game.
And if you're a Ranger coach, how excited are you that your 2 guys back deep on kickoff returns are a freshman and a sophomore?
Oh, yeah.
Here's the sophomore, Nutt, calling for a fair catch at the 25. Jalen Nutt and Kaysen Wells are the 2 deep for the Rangers on kickoff returns. Kaysen Wells, a freshman wide receiver. Jalen Nutt, a sophomore defensive back, cornerback. And they're the 2 guys we entrust to returning kicks. This one fair caught, as I mentioned, on the pooch kick at the 25, so that's where the Rangers will start 1st and 10 on this possession.
And, you know, Jalen Nutt has started from game 1 this year as a true sophomore at the cornerback position. That's one of the hardest positions that you can actually play besides maybe quarterback. But on the defense, when you're out there in an island playing man-to-man with some of the talent in this district, Jalen's done a great job so far this year.
So the Rangers start 1st and 10, and on the first play, a little action to the right is flagged. Procedure on the Rangers. First quarter, we had several penalties that slowed us down. In fact, 3 of them I can recall on all good plays.
Yeah.
And we haven't really seen many penalties from the Rangers until just now in the opening seconds of the fourth quarter.
Well, and that's because you have backup players in there right now. Illegal procedure, you're definitely going to have some because they're not used to the flow and the tempo of the snap count.
Here's a handoff to the running back, Hunter LeCour.
Okay, now it's your turn.
And he doesn't get much. I think he gets back to the line of scrimmage as the play went left. Hunter LeCour. And he of 5'10", 155-pound junior running back. It's 2nd down and 10. As again, Luke Gombert, the backup quarterback, the junior at 6'2", 180. has control of the reins right now, trying to work as much time off that clock as he can. Play clock at 5, game clock now at 11 minutes. Shotgun snap, jet sweep fake, throw to the outside. A good pass and catch. The catch by Wyatt Doss, a senior wide receiver at 6'2", 180. His first catch of the season is good up to the 33-yard line on a pass and catch, bringing up 3rd down and short.
Well, I love that play. It's safe, and it gets you about 3 or 4 yards every time, and it's like a handoff. It's like if you think about Mike Leach's offense for Texas Tech back in the glory days when he was there, that's what he would call a pass to the sideline. It's basically a long distance handoff because it gives you 4 yards. It's a great play, and it's hard to defend.
Not really 3rd and short. It's 3rd and 7 as I got my yard markers a little confused. Here's a handoff coming left to LaCour. Has some room, gets outside, gets a 1st down run across the 35 and out of bounds as he's dragged out there. And that's a 1st down for the Rangers at the 36-yard line by the junior running back.
Yeah, and he picked up some good blocks down there as well. One of them I saw was Chandler Cole, a junior wide receiver, 6 foot 165, did a nice job walling off the safety. So his running back can get some more daylight.
We've gone under 10 minutes to play on a drive that continues to march up time and yards. We started at the 25, now at the 36. Handoff, this one up the middle. Not much there as the defense collapses on, that is LaCour. 23, again a junior running back. Players shuffle in and out. Play clock rolls at 25 seconds. 9:25 to go in the game. 51-14. The Rangers up by a bunch here in the 4th quarter. Gombert takes the shotgun snap, throws it out to the edge. Good pass and catch. This is Kuykendall, who gets a 1st down yardage, then breaks a tackle, squirts into their territory, and finally chased down from behind, but not till he gets inside the 35 at the 31 or 32-yard line. We'll see where they spot him. He doesn't seem to be getting up real quick, though. Kuykendall might have got shaken up a little bit as he gets attended to there on the sideline.
One-on-one coverage on Kuykendall, and I tell you, Gombert just delivered a nice quick pass to him, and it was all up to Kuykendall, and his 2nd and 3rd effort got him the yardage, but I tell you what, he kind of paid the price when he hit the turf on that last tackle.
Yeah, I think he's going to be all right, just shook up a little bit. Trainer's paying attention to him now. Gombert on a jet sweep, see if they give it to, it is a handoff. It is Buckland. Gets a couple of yards past the 30 to the 29. We'll give him 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. As again, the Rattlers with a whole bunch of backups on the field there too. The cornerback over here on this side is Javier Gonzalez.
We've seen that jet sweep a lot tonight. I guess Coach Hill, he sees what their defense is given, and we're just going to keep running the same play because our speed is faster than their defensive speed at this point.
Well, we got a touchdown on it once and some long gains in the 1st half with Wells running it. Now we overload the right side. Gombert, it's a sweep right by LaCour. Not much room there, though, as the blockers, and there's a flag came in late.
And that was real late.
Don't really know that I saw it. If it was a hold, we'll see what the call is. The flag from the umpire. Ball got back to the 28. Where it would be 3rd down and 6, but again, there's a flag on the play, and I'm not real sure why the line judge on the far side has anything to do with this conversation, but he's in looking and talking now as our officials try to figure out and sort out what this will be.
Where that flag came from the umpire, that's usually not a good sign for the offensive line. When he saw something that, you know, a lot of times they're the ones that are calling like a chop block or something like that. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see.
They're going to talk to Mark Soto. Unsportsmanlike on San Marcos.
What?
Don't really know what happened at the end of that, but that's going to add 15 yards to the play from the 28. Half the distance to the goal to the 14, pardon me. So it's 1st and goal for the Rangers from the 14. 7:54, the clock runs here in the 4th quarter. Gombert and the offensive unit gets the play from the sideline, and on 1st and 10 will go again. 2 backs, 1 on either side of Gombert, 2 receivers left. This time the handoff is to Louis Camacho, junior at 5'7" and 150. Gets a little bit of a gain. Yeah, maybe no gain right to the line of scrimmage as the defensive line kind of overwhelmed the offensive line on that one.
Yeah, they sure did. And you know what? When you look at the backup offensive line, big difference when you look at the defensive line. I'm not sure if the starter's still in there for San Marcos or maybe second teamers, but there's just a big difference in the size.
Yeah,
you know,
they're backups. I can tell you that. Gombert hands it off, coming this way. It is LaCour, gets inside the 5. Might be enough for a first down as he gets close to the 4-yard line. I think they are calling it a first down, so it's 1st and goal for the Rangers from the 4.
Yeah, nothing fancy. They're not going to do anything fancy down here. They're just going to run the football, run it off tackle, run up the middle, give it to the, pull the guard, simple blocking schemes. Just keep executing their basic playbook here.
So as the play clock goes under 15, the huddle is broke. 6:20 to go in the game. Rangers up 51 to 14. Gombert coming left. Penetration brings down the running back, which is Camacho. Be a gain back to the 10 where it'll be 2nd and goal. Well, they'll call it the 9.
He was tackled by Moses Alva. He's an outside linebacker. A sophomore outside linebacker. Did a nice job coming up and making a stop in the backfield.
Rangers shuffle in players right and left again. Traylon Radebaugh has seen some action at this point. He'll be a receiver to the right.
Wide Doss goes wide left, wide right. Yeah, wide left, excuse me.
The back in the backfield with Gombert goes in motion. Here's a jet sweep. This is a good-looking play to Buckland, and he's got a touchdown. Gets into the end zone. The linesman a little slow in putting up his hands. He had reached it across, and I think his whole body was across before the arms finally went up. Maybe a count after he went over, but it is a touchdown for the Rangers, who go up 57 to 14.
The initial hit was before he crossed the goal line, but he spun around and basically stuck the ball across the line around the goal line. Good looking play. Again, the jet sweep. We've seen it once. We've seen it maybe 20 times tonight, seems like.
The kick by Rodriguez is a good one, and it is 58 to 14. The Rangers on top. We've got a kickoff after this timeout on the Ranger Network.
Our family at Summer Hill Dental is part of the community, and we've either been Rangers, are Rangers, or soon will be. Dr. Matt Bayless and Summer Hill Dental have been taking care of Ranger smiles for over a decade because we are your Smithson Valley dentist.
Chicken Express is the place. Tenders, the freshest sides, and the best sweet tea in Texas, Chicken E Sweet Tea. Let's give a big thank you to the Brown family for supporting all the high schools in the area for over a decade. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express.
58 to 14. A little past the midway point of the 4th quarter. The Rangers lead the Rattlers of San Marcos. And now Joaquin Rodriguez will kick off again. I think this is his 3rd or 4th kickoff here in the 2nd half.
Joaquin's got a pretty strong leg, and he's been putting it almost at the goal line every time. And it's good to see what your kicker's going to look like for next year.
Kind of nice to have a nice weather night, too. We haven't talked a whole lot about it, but it's been a beautiful weather night. Kind of chilly now, but we've had so many rain nights here. It's kind of an unusual thing. Here's a rolling kick, kind of a squib, fielded and brought up the left side. That's Cannon Webb. Gets up to the 36 before he's chased down by a couple of Ranger defenders. The Rattlers will start 1st and 10 from their own 36.
Well, Coach, I'm going to ask you a question. At this point in this type of game, what do you want to see out of your team when you get to substitute a lot of players that don't get a whole lot of chance, whole lot of opportunities to play? yes, that's always good. And it's rewarding to them. But as a coach, what do you really want to accomplish at this point in a football game?
You want them to play like they were a starter. You do. You want them to come in and execute. And don't let me backtrack that. You don't want them to be the starter. You want them to play like they know what they're doing. And the play clock just ran out on San Marcos. But they didn't blow the whistle. And there's a run. I'm watching the play clock as I'm talking, and it goes double zeros, and I look out there, and they still haven't snapped the ball. But I guess we're not looking for penalties at this point, are we?
I don't think the referee is either.
Short run of about 5. It's 2nd down and 5. But, yeah, I think they need to come out and execute and do what they're supposed to do. You know this as a former player, is you're just asked to go out and do what you can do.
Yeah. You've earned the right to be on the field. This is your time.
Yep.
Go out and execute as though you are a starter. You're exactly right.
And if you're a defensive player, they want you to make a play.
Yep.
Whether that's a tackle or a caused fumble or an interception, just make something happen defensively to slow down them. And there's a Ranger down on the field after a short run. He throws his helmet down. I'm guessing it's something on his lower extremities, but we won't try to play doctor here.
Coach Hill seems a little bit concerned. He's already walking out there on the field, but yeah, we can't tell who the player is.
So there is a timeout on the field. We will take it as well. We're back on the Ranger Network with the Rangers up 58-14, 4:34 to go in the game.
Okay, take a look here. You know, these pearly whites, they're just not right. So you got this guy here, and boom, you move it over here. And don't forget this guy here. You shove it over here. After Ferris Orthodontics get a hold of these teeth, bam! It's like magic for your teeth. So the thing is, when teeth are lined up, you know, you get a good smile. And it was Ferris Orthodontics that did that right there.
Chicken Express is the place for legendary chicken tenders, the freshest sides, and the best sweet tea in Texas, Chicken Sweet Tea. Let's give a big thank you to the Brown family for supporting all the high schools in the area for over a decade. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express.
We're back to Ranger Stadium. 96, that is Luke Seminaro, a backup tackle who's actually played some in different times this year. Sophomore, his first varsity season. Not happy with what happened, but he is being helped off the field, and we don't know and won't speculate on what that injury might be.
We just hope it's not going to be too bad, where he can get back in the flow as the team prepares for the playoffs here in a couple weeks. So
sure.
They need his help. He's a sophomore backup defensive tackle, and you want a lot of defensive linemen to be able to participate in the games, keep fresh legs out there in the field.
3rd and 6 for the Rattlers. Fedrine wants to throw, and it's picked off. Oh, it dropped. Wyatt Doss stepped in front. I think it was, isn't that 5?
Now, I thought that was Colton Elders.
Oh, no. 6. It is
Colton Elders.
Yeah, Colton Eilers. Colton Eilers had a pick 6 in his hands and couldn't hang on to it. So that brings up 4th down for the Rattlers.
Well, he read it perfectly too, Tony. He broke right as the quarterback threw the football, and just broke right in front of the receiver, hit him right in the hands.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's the worst place to do. You know, catch it with your hands. Oh, he had a touchdown written all over that one.
Junior punter Hernandez has another chance. 4:26 on a stop clock, and the play clock runs out again. And
this time
the Rattlers call a timeout. We'll keep this one here.
I think even the coaches are at this point saying, we don't want any other kids to get hurt.
Right.
Let's get this game over with.
Well, let's get that clock moving.
Yeah.
No more incomplete passes. No more passes. Let's just run the ball.
It looks like they're even having another deep snapper back there warming up. Somebody else that maybe gets the football back there a little bit quicker to the punter.
It would be nice if they could get it back there quicker. I'm sure Hernandez would like it to be there sooner than later.
Well, We're not making fun.
No.
That's one of the hardest things to do, snap it between your legs about 15 yards.
It's when you go to a practice to see those guys hold the ball over their head, spinning the ball.
Yes.
And that's what a snapper does. He actually picks it up and throws it between his legs, and it's not easy. That is correct. So Hernandez on there to punt with 4:26 to go in the game. This time not a whole lot of pressure. A nice high spiraling kick. Fair catch will be called, and then he gets hit. Livingston fair caught it and then got hit by number 22. That's Nelson Coleman, a sophomore defensive player. They just don't want to throw their flags, do they?
I don't think they do.
You cannot run into the guy who caught a fair catch, but in any event, the Rangers have the ball with 4:17 to go. I'm not writing anything else down.
There's no reason to.
I think at this point we just need to run some plays and run the clock out. Let's get 1 first down, maybe 2 first downs to get this one over.
Yeah. I think in that last, receiving a punt, as long as you're not trying to force your body weight forward into the receiver, I think they're not going to call it.
Yeah. Handoff comes right. LaCour breaks a tackle. He's in the open. If he's got enough speed, he's only got one mean to beat. To the 40, to the 30. He gets caught. The guy had a good angle on him. Tackle made by Christian Alvarez, a senior. And
that's just good blocking up front by the interior lineman that time.
Yeah.
Great execution. And that's what Coach Hill wants to see with his backups. Execute like you practice. Execute like we're asking you to do. Good things will happen, and that's the interior line did a nice job.
So good run by Hunter LaCour, the junior running back. Got some valuable second half minutes tonight. The Rangers lead at 58-14 on the move. Here's LaCour coming right again, and not a jet sweep, just a sweep.
Yeah.
Good blocking by the right side. Gets a good gain up to the 20. A 4-yard run brings it to 2nd and 6. Play clock on the move. Game clock at 3.5 minutes to go.
Looks almost like the same play. Worked previously. Might as well run it again.
And the coach is sending the plays in from the sideline. Backup quarterback Luke Gombert on the field. Play clock steer above 10. I'll be surprised, but they do snap it. This time it's LaCour again, and he's headed for the end zone before he's wrapped up by the last man who could get to him, which is Andrew Moreno. A safety stops him at the 8. If not for Moreno, he'd have been in the end zone a couple of seconds ago.
I'll tell you what, these guys are just they're getting to their blocks and they just latch on. They're not letting go at all. That's just great blocking, great execution that time.
So as the game clock goes under 2:40 to go, Rangers threatening to score again. And pretty much know Larry Hill well enough to know that if he could run 3 plays and let the clock run out and not score, he'd be okay with that too.
Same play.
LaCour coming right. Defense there this time. Gets a couple of yards up to the 6. 2nd down and goal from there.
I think we've seen that play maybe 4 or 5 times this series.
Yeah. It's a big one. Aiden Klein, listed at 5'10", 165, number 56. Something tells me he tips the scale a little bit more than that.
I think you're right.
2 backs on either side of Gombert. Victory formation, he takes a knee.
Yeah.
On 2nd and goal, now back to the 11. The ball will be spotted with 1:35 to go. That's what I thought. I didn't really think Larry Hill needed any more points to make his point. So it is 3rd and goal from the 11. I guess we'll do another victory formation, and the clock will be pretty close here.
Yeah. I think Coach Larry Hill probably feels pretty good. Most of the kids, I guess all of the kids, hopefully got into the game, at least for a few plays. And, on senior night, this is the kind of game you want to draw up to have, actually.
Victory formation again. Gombert takes it, takes a knee down at the 14. And it'll be 4th down and goal from there. The play clock has started, so they'll have to run one more play. and then probably just turn it over on downs if the clock is stopped at that point with time on it. And it looks like right now there's about a 20-second difference.
He may just run the play clock down and call timeout and then do the play.
Yeah. See what he wants to do as the play clock nears 10. Now they do come out in victory formation again. Play clock will run down. Game clock near 25 seconds. They take the knee, and the game clock should stop at 25 seconds.
25-25.
Almost shocked that we didn't figure out how to make that work as officials, you know, because if you slow play the start of the next play clock with 20 seconds difference, basically you could have run that one out. So the Rattlers will come out for one final play, I would guess.
Yeah,
and this one will go into the books at 58-14.
Yeah, good solid win for the Rangers. And again, this could have been, I don't want to call it like a trap game, but it's a game that going off of such a big win last week, you got to be careful then playing against a team that only has one win the next week. But I tell you, they came out, Smithson Valley, they came out, they executed, they were focused. Big win.
So the Rattlers have it 1st and 10 from their own 17. Bad snap on the ground, picked up by Johnson. He'll be tackled after a short gain. And that should be the last play of the game as the game clock continues to roll, and that will be the final play of tonight's contest. The Rangers will come up with their 4th win of the season. The Rangers will move to 4-4 overall and 4-2 in District 26-6A. The Rattlers go to 1-8 and 0-6. And that's a final score, 58-14, Smithson Valley over San Marcos. We'll have our postgame show coming up in just a moment here on the Rangers Network.
Your life is full of journeys. You're always on the go, dealing with ever-changing challenges. And there's a place where you always feel welcome and safe, a place you call home. But you can't be everywhere at once, or can you? Honeywell Total Connect keeps you connected to your home no matter where you are. Receive push notifications on your iOS device every time motion is captured or someone presses your Skybell video doorbell. You can now see, hear, and speak to your visitors all through the Honeywell Total Connect iOS app.
Hello, Becky.
Hi, Aunt Susan, I'm here.
Sure, I'll open the door for you.
You can use your smartphone to disarm the security system and unlock the door for your guests, while seeing, hearing, and speaking to your visitor all from one app on a single screen. Honeywell Total Connect helps to increase your home security, keeping you comfortable and always in control. Now you can focus on what truly matters. Enjoy the convenience you've never had before. Honeywell Total Connect grants you peace of mind so you'll never miss anything ever again. Picture the possibilities.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Comal Independent School District is a fast-growing and innovative district with more than 23,000 students. Families are attracted to Comal ISD because of its family values, neighborhood schools, and safe environments. Come to Comal ISD. And Chicken Express, home of world-famous chicken tenders and legendary Chicken-y sweet tea. Dine in, drive up, or drive through. We'll see you at Chicken Express. And Physicians Premier. Our conveniently located freestanding ERs are fully equipped and expertly staffed so you get the best care closest to home. At Physicians Premier, you'll find faster service, friendly doctors, and a comfortable level like no other. And Texas Regional Bank. Buying or building a home? We have construction and mortgage loans to help. For all your personal or business banking needs, Texas Regional Bank. The people you know. And Texas 46, a home-style hill country restaurant, has been in the Spring Branch community for over 30 years where the focus is on a Lone Star favorite, slow-cooked barbecue. We can cater or host your next large event, too. Welcome to Texas 46.
Ranger Stadium, where the Rangers have beat the Rattlers of San Marcos 58-14, your final score. A good night. An early kickoff return on the opening kick. Another special teams touchdown. Some good runs. A lot of backups got valuable minutes tonight on senior night for 2018. You probably couldn't ask for a better script to write, and I know head coach Larry Hill's probably real happy.
I think he's real happy. Again, keeping the momentum from last week's win, winning tonight, going into your last district game next week versus New Braunfels, having this momentum to carry him into the playoffs. You couldn't write a better game than tonight, especially for the seniors going out. Great win for them. And, you know, you mentioned about some of the special teams. I mean, 2 touchdowns by your kickoff return team and 2 sets of scores off of your punt return team. That's unheard of in one game. So great job by the special teams by the Rangers.
The Rangers improved to 4-4 overall. They're now 2-3 at home this season. They're 2-1 on the road and try to make that 3-1 next week as they play, as we mentioned, at New Braunfels. The Rangers 4-2 in district right now. That's good enough. Don't have a final yet on Clemens, though they were losing, so they could be in a tie for second place with Clemens. At the very least, I'm guessing they're tied at 4-2 with Steele. And again, New Braunfels, depending on what they did tonight, will either be 2-4 or 3-3, and the Rangers can be no worse than a game ahead of them. But you don't want to go there and lose and end up tied with them in the grand scheme of everything that could happen. We'll just have to wait and see what happens next week as we go to New Braunfels. Jeff and I will be there for you. So for Jeff Gandy, this is Tony Brubaker, and thanks to all of everyone involved in Bo Wick Productions. The Rangers win it at home tonight on senior night, 58-14, the final score. So for everyone until next week, good night and God bless.